The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Good afternoon, St. Louis. DJS 1041 FM KMOX. Rach, I did half a music list for you and forgot to give it to you.
Oh.
But Fly By Night was number 5.
Oh, that's funny.
Look at that.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
I thought to myself, what should I play? And then you can never go wrong with Rush.
You really can't. Ever. Pretty good day yesterday.
It was an awesome day.
It doesn't get off. I don't know that it can be any better. The only way it would have been better yesterday is if it was 75 instead of 90 degrees. Everything else was phenomenal. Everything else was as it should be.
Pretty privilege here, but I didn't clock the heat at all because we went from broadcasting inside to the KMOX suite to sitting outside the suite, which was in the shade.
And it was nice. It was pretty
nice.
good out there.
Yeah,
it didn't
great.
feel too bad in the shade. It was more just the walking around that, I'm a sweaty dude.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much in the sun and the heat.
Wheels was keeping me perfectly updated on his sweat status.
I'm like, here, look, it's sweating through the shirt.
No, I thought I had a great time yesterday. Okay, first our experiences, then I have like a larger kind of a topic about that. So it was just so much fun. Wheels and I broadcasted, and I thought it was great. And very, for me personally, very comfortable. And I didn't even feel like I was on the air. And got to talk to Raboski and Scott Terry. And then there's just, my God, it's the most duh thing ever, especially coming from the afternoon show on the Voice of St. Louis. But there's just nothing more St. Louis than opening day. There just isn't. And just being there with the crowd and the Clydesdales. And I missed everything good in the game.
Yeah.
Everything good. Because I was upstairs for the first 3 innings.
Yep.
And I had a plan to meet Nick and Michael Kelly and all my buddies in that group down at that backstop bar behind home plate in the middle of the 3rd. So I did. And as I was walking down the hallway to leave, I hear the crowd go crazy.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what happened until I got downstairs.
Heard those fireworks, though.
And found out that J.J. Weatherhold hit a home run. Okay, that wasn't great. And then we come back upstairs. Mind you, we've been there all day. And there are people who never leave until the game's over, like Nick's buddy Ian. And then there's me, who gets there an hour and a half early to watch pregame and leaves like in the 6th or 7th inning.
Mm-hmm.
So at the beginning of the 6th, and I'm not blaming Rach for this at all, because we'd all talked about it. But Rach goes, like, they brought the dessert cart. And we all had some desserts. Yeah. And Rach is like, it's 6-1. It's 5 p.m. And let's get out of here. Let's go. And on the walk back to the office, which we're at Olive and Tucker, we started hearing cheers. And we're just looking at each other like, what's going on? So I turned on the Odyssey app on my phone, and I thought it was pretty fun. Because we the whole way back to the office, we're all three just laughing at ourselves, listening to a great call by John Rooney.
Oh my God!
By the way, Johnny, great work during that 6th inning.
That was seriously, that's why you love John Rooney. That's why you love having him as your broadcaster.
Yeah,
because that inning felt as big as it was listening to it.
It did.
Yeah,
it really did. But we missed all the action. We missed the whole thing. We missed the whole thing.
Yeah. Still, you just line up all of the things that happened. You couldn't ask for a better experience for opening day, right? And I think it was Al, right? When he was talking to us, was Al was the one that talked about how the opening day is a lot about the past. It's not as much about the present and the future. It's about it's all of the memories. It's why you honor the Hall of Famers. It's why the players enjoy it so much. And it was all of that, but then you got this really crazy, entertaining game that went in a completely unexpected way A couple of your young guys had the big games. Weatherholt homers for his first major league hit. Nathan Church robbed a home run and had a couple of hits too. Like Victor Scott stole a couple bases and had 3 hits. Like you had fun things happening.
Yeah.
Cardinals only struck out 3 times in that whole game.
And I have been saying this to you guys on the air for months now. And yesterday was an example of it. These kids, I'm going to call them kids, they don't know they're not supposed to be good. No one told them that.
Yeah.
And so they're just playing their asses off.
Yeah, look, they're all trying to build futures.
And they're all major league players.
Most of them look like it.
You don't get to the major leagues.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Without a reason.
Yeah.
So I thought yesterday was fantastic in every sort of way. And I'm going to give credit where credit's due on this one. Steve Moore, I was talking to him a couple hours ago, and he was saying this. I'm going to steal it from him. This week has been what St. Louis should be and what St. Louis is capable of being. We have the Final Four. We have Blues hockey. We have opening day. We have 50, 60, 70,000 people downtown walking around. No one's even thinking about crime or being unsafe or anything like that. And I'm not trying to equate St. Louis to just tourism or sports, because there's way more to us than that. Yeah. But you get what I'm saying.
Well, those are things that are engines that can help drive an economy, though.
Yes.
Right? Like when you're getting money from outside the city on a regular basis, that's a good thing for the city.
That's right. It's just like yesterday was such a great day in St. Louis. It's been a great week in St. Louis, and, sunny and 90 degrees, and just
Tucker's paved. That was like a pothole obstacle course
now
for a while, but now
it's lines on the road.
Yeah, that'll help.
Then we're gonna be set.
What did you guys?
What do you mean that? There's nobody driving down here uses lines. What are you talking about?
I've talked enough. What did you guys think?
I had a wonder. That was my favorite opening day I've ever been to. I thought it was marvelous. I do have a bone to pick with a listener.
Okay.
I don't know if this is the right time. I can wait. I can do it at another time.
No, do it.
Well,
this is the right time. Do it.
We're at Kegs and Eggs. You guys are on the air, Dave and Wheels. Andrew and I are sitting off with a bunch of other people from Odyssey, KMOX. The listener approaches us and he says, "Hi, my name's Bill." Yes, Bill, I'm talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "My name's Bill. I wanted to come say hi to you guys because you always get overlooked. I'm not even going to say hi to Dave and Kevin. I just want to say hi to you guys." And we were like, "Oh my gosh, that's so nice. But he's right over there. Go say hi to him." And he's like, No, I'm not going to. But you guys have a great day. Had a wonderful interaction with Bill. Really made me smile. About 10 minutes later, I look to my right, and he's over there with you, Dave, taking a selfie.
He just got the game.
It was really funny.
He's like leaned across the counter fully.
I think that's just fine.
It was cute.
Yeah,
but
he wanted to make sure you guys got your focus.
I know, but I had already sent myself an email. I'm like, I got to give Bill a shout out. And then, as he was taking the picture, I'm trying to get his attention. Like, Bill, what the heck?
Yeah,
Rachel, it was all about
Rachel
us.
stood up and was like,
if you don't mean it.
I would have loved it if you had just stood on the chair and that's the tall chairs there and been like, "Hey!"
She kind of did. She stood up and she was like, "Hey, Bill!"
I don't blame Bill. I give him credit for doing the nice thing and giving people attention, and then later on getting up there and getting with.
He got a selfie. No, he was very nice. It was cool. Everybody we got to interact with yesterday was super sweet.
That's cute.
Mm-hmm.
And I apologize. I knew the gentleman's name and I've just forgotten it. But there's a gentleman who he works at the
Champions Club.
The Champions Club. And last year I went to the Champions Club and he stopped me, big fan. And I always go to see him. So every game, I'll, if I'm in that area, I'll stop by and say hey to him. And it was so cute. He got so excited, gave me a big hug, and took pictures with Rach and Andrew. And so
that's very cool.
I'll see him again. And I'll get his name. But
and then
shout out to you, my friend.
And then Dave said, "We'll post those." And then as we were walking away, I realized I'm like, "Well, we can't post them. We took them with his phone."
So
I apologize, sir. You can post them to the page, and we will.
Well, it's funny because I go shared. And we'll post these pictures. He goes, "That's great."
And we're going up the elevator. I'm like, "Wait a second. I don't believe doing that."
There seems to be a hole in this plan.
Also, when we were like one of the first people in our suite, because we walked over
Oh, yeah, we
right
were
after
early,
the
yeah,
broadcast.
We were hungry.
And
Hungry.
Gina was our bartender hostess.
How great was she?
She
She was
was amazing.
fantastic.
Mhm.
And she had her own drink, her own mixed drink called the
Cardinal
Cardinals
sin.
Cardinal Sin. I love it. And Rach and Andrew got one. And it was really good. And Rach says to me, I don't know if you knew this or not, but she leans to me and she's like, we better watch Andrew with these things.
It made him drunk
Because when we were at
because he was leaning up on me and it was weird.
when we were at Mardi Gras, he put a couple hurricanes down
Yeah.
like it was nothing.
Yeah.
And so I'm not watching Andrew's drinking. And at some point, Rach goes, Brothers had like 7.
Because he had said he was going to have one.
Yeah.
And then I thought he was coming back with his third. And I was like, whoa.
So he comes back with a drink. And
Mhm.
I'm like, how you doing there, Big Chief? And he's like, great, having fun. And he seemed normal. And I said, you have another mixed drink there? And he goes, no, I'm having lemonade.
Well, no. So you were
He
like,
did order a lemonade with grenadine. I heard
no.
that.
So you went. You had about 3 of those there, buddy. And I went, no, 5. Because I had fully like 5 pink lemonades with grenadine because they're just in really small cups and it was hot out. And so I'm just sucking them down. So I'm like, no, 5 actually. And Rachel went, oh my God.
They do kind of look. That did look like
They
the
looked
mixed drinks,
exactly.
though, yeah.
Because there was a little bit of pink lemonade and grenadine in the mixed drink. So I was basically just getting one of those without alcohol in it. And it did look exactly like and the first time I got one, I kind of idly thought, I was like, oh, they're going to think I'm drinking more of these, but I put it out of my head. So when you were like, they had about 3 of those, and I'm like, 5 actually.
What I didn't have was a real ballpark dog.
Oh, you didn't get down?
We had the dogs
Yeah.
in the suite.
Yep.
Thank you.
They were exceptionally
Free
good
dogs.
dogs.
They're very solid.
Free dogs.
I was happy with
But they're
those.
they're like a regular normal version. The ballpark ones, like they're much bigger hot dog.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But getting them for free, I'm not going to complain.
No.
They were really, really good.
Yep.
Yeah, I meant to walk over there and get one from Stewie, and I just
Yeah, plenty
Didn't
of
make
games,
it.
man. You'll be there a lot.
plenty of games. Yes, that's right. Anything else about the game? Anything we? Boy, we do the pregame well.
Yeah.
I get this from people that are like with visiting teams. So they see opening days in a lot of places, and almost all of them will say things like, yeah, there are a lot of great ones. I don't know that anything's better than this.
Yeah.
Like just the consistency of the production value. You know, everybody, I think even visiting players love seeing the Hall of Famers come in. Those are guys they watched when they were growing up and all that. So just doing it right. And you know what? They don't make it too long.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it takes some time, but like it's always moving. Once the Clydesdales are done with their run, you know, you've got the convertibles with the Hall of Famers, you got the trucks with the current players. It moves pretty quick. They're being announced as it's happening anyway. I think it runs really smooth.
I agree.
I mean, you know, they do it every year, so I guess they just have a plan, and you know, it took a lot of work to get it done, and it was great. I think it is a cool way to do it. And I wouldn't say there's nothing better because I've not been to every opening day, but I know that people from other teams have flat out told us that.
Oh, I remember another thing we wanted to mention.
What's that?
Just how nice every usher is that you
They're great.
end up interacting with. Like everybody's always so cool. If you have to ask a question or whatever,
Yeah.
they're just so welcoming, and it's just nice knowing I can go ask them a question. They're not going to make me feel silly or
Yeah.
stupid or anything like that.
Everyone I've ever encountered on staff at Busch Stadium is so concerned with people having a good time, and it's just so nice.
Yeah.
Like everybody has a good attitude. They're friendly. They're happy to be there. They're happy to be, you know, having you in front of them, asking them a question or helping you find your seats or whatever it is,
Yep.
helping you get your hot dog. Everyone's just got a really good attitude, and that can be hard to do when it's 90 degrees and there's a billion people in the stadium that all need something from you. And I was just really impressed.
You like the word thorough? It's a good word, thorough. It means complete, accurate, detailed. Well, when you go to Ophthalmology Associates, you will get a thorough eye examination. The technology's incredible. It's all up to date, the very latest. And Doctors Birdie, Malhotra, Brusati, and Royer and their staff will make your visit very personal. That's because they believe every patient is unique. Ophthalmology Associates takes all the research and technology and their personal knowledge and expertise and tailor it into an eye care plan that is as unique as you are. Services include everything from expert treatment of cataracts and retinas to comprehensive eye exams for you and the kids, and a full-service optical shop with a ton of frames to choose from. Ophthalmology Associates, 3 St. Louis area locations. Visit youridoc.com or call 314-966-5000.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu, the daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
For 100 years, KMOX has been a part of St. Louis. Now, those moments live on, preserved, remastered, and ready to be heard again. Discover KMOX from the Archives, a podcast featuring classic audio from a century of service.
Sponsored by Overhead Door Company of St. Louis, the genuine, the original.
The KMOX from the Archives podcast, available now at KMOX100.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan with McKelvey Homes. Since 1898, we've been building homes in St. Louis with the same commitment to quality craftsmanship, prime locations, and personalized service. And now we're celebrating 128 years with our 1898 sale. For a limited time, save $18,980 plus receive $10,000 to $15,000 in cash at closing on all to-be-built homes. Visit McKelveyHomes.com to learn more. Isn't it time to move up to McKelvey Homes?
All hail Spamalot, the Tony Award-winning best musical comedy that will have you laughing your coconuts off. The Washington Post declares Monty Python's Spamalot is the funniest musical on Broadway. Entertainment Weekly calls it a hilarious fun fest. The Washington Post says it's unfair to laugh this much. Get your tickets now for the musical comedy event of the year, Spamalot, playing the Fabulous Fox May 5th through 17th. Tickets at fabulousfox.com.
Built on a century, focused on today. The voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS on KMOX. 122, happy Friday. Should be a nice weekend. Not 92 degrees, but not freezing. Shout out to Dana. You guys hear about Dana pretty much every day when I talk about Dr. Maupin. She's the one who gives me my Botox. Gave it to me this morning. I had an appointment this morning. I got Botox in my second face. My first face is the one where the nose is. And my second face is up here. It's all skin.
Oh, I get you. Okay.
And so I do that so that I look like a normal potato, not an old wrinkled potato. Because I have a face like a fist. So it's only going to do so much good, right?
It was cool meeting Dana yesterday.
So yesterday when we were leaving early, she was in a suite next to us with her husband, Jim, who I'm going to talk about here in a second. And it was just great because, you know, it's like you guys treated her like celebrities, like a celebrity.
I was like, I hear about you every day.
And she treated you guys like a celebrity. And so I went in this morning, you know, to get my tox. And she was so mad. She goes, oh my, I said, isn't it crazy? We left at the 6th inning. She said, oh my God, I was so mad at my husband, Jim. He seemed like the nicest, coolest guy, by the way. He hates traffic and likes to leave early.
Mm-hmm.
And I was fighting him on it, but he won. And she said on the drive home, we were stuck in bumper to bumper traffic.
40 was bad, yeah.
And listening to the 6th inning.
Yeah.
I bet a lot of people had that experience.
I had the same one because I even left before the top of the 6th. I felt like crap. I had a headache that kept getting worse. I think it was just the weird heat out of nowhere. So I'm like, I just got to go, man. I need to get in air conditioning and just get home. And the good part was I got to listen to John and Rick call that full inning. The bad part was I shared that road with, was it Jim? With Dana and Jim. I was probably right next to you guys, sitting there on 40.
Deidre asks if anyone saw the sinkhole.
Oh, we didn't go by that part of the ballpark. Yeah, it's outside the center field fence area, right? Center field towards the right field side, and we always come in on the
they filled
ballpark
it in.
village side. Yeah,
Did they?
Yeah, they fixed it. Because Bill DeWitt III was on with Chris and Amy yesterday.
Oh, okay. Well, they were doing is they were waiting for to string together like a couple of 70-degree plus days in order to do that, and they were able to do that.
Oh, okay.
Fix it before opening day.
The Orioles had a 109-year-old veteran throw out the first pitch.
How cool is that?
Pretty cool.
109, man.
109.
Can't even fathom that.
Did
Pretty
you guys
great.
see the?
He's more than double my age.
Did you guys see at Citi Field the guy who played George Washington in the original production of Hamilton sang the national anthem?
No.
He like fully left out a line or something.
Who did?
This guy, he's a Broadway.
Oh, just a guy. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's famous and he played George Washington in Hamilton. And
Okay.
it was like, so he's obviously like a very talented person who's able to memorize long pieces. But he forgot part of the national anthem.
Oh.
And people were making fun of him on Twitter last night. But here's what bothered me about it. Not even that he messed up, because I could imagine anyone being in that situation.
Stressful.
Yeah. But then after that, he like went for it vocally.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, maybe you should have just kept it like on the more conservative side, because you just
don't try.
left
You already
out a
screwed it
couple
up.
of
Try
things.
any more
Yeah,
attention.
exactly. Like I can get it back. It's like you kind of can't. I would just finish it and get out of there.
Brian M. says, I used to work with a guy who left Game 6, David Freese, of the World Series to beat traffic. I got one right here on my phone.
Yeah.
Ed Curtis. I think you met Ed yesterday.
Yeah.
When I played golf with Ricky Horton and John Tudor, I also played with Ed.
Yeah.
And he's the guy who
helped you out.
Helped my swing.
Yeah.
And Ed is one of those guys from Mount Vernon, lives in Caseyville, has a home down south, very successful, knows everybody,
Mm-hmm.
can fix your golf swing.
Mm-hmm.
And he just texted me. He said, you're preaching to the choir. I left the 6th game of the World Series before Freeze's homer and watched it at Shannon's. That's not too bad.
Hey, a lot of people did, because when Texas went ahead, I mean, look, I saw this firsthand. I was down in our little studio,
You
which
have
is
the
underneath.
most famous video of it,
I think. I
Yeah.
do, because the Cardinals have used it in a lot of things. I just sent it to them like, hey, you guys, this is for you guys. But every time I put it on Twitter, it blows up. And I think the last couple times some aggregators ran with it. Like, okay, guys, come on, at least credit.
I saw it on TikTok.
Just credit me. One of them did. Like Foul Territory used it and they credited. As long as you do that, I don't care. I'm not making money off it. But it's a really great video. But we got to be in those seats because we were in the green seats because our studio is behind there. Normally, we're able to, like, during some of the action, stay out of people's view, but kind of creep up into the aisles there and stay out of the way. But people left, so we were just standing there waiting for the game to end to go do post game. It was pretty crazy. And it was after the Texas took the lead. Everybody's like, I guess we'll go home.
Yeah.
Don't want to see them celebrate.
I'm not saying I'm never going to leave a game early again, because that's the kind of thing I would say that I'd be lying about. But I'm definitely going to learn a lesson from this.
Yeah. Okay, I have some really good news. While we do have the 0% a lot, we do have it on our regular products, because you will be unbelievably shocked, especially if you call me and I'll give you the straight up scoop on how much money you can actually save by if you spent $20,000 versus $10,000 on a system. The difference could be as little as, I don't know, let's just say, not to exaggerate, 5 cents. So be careful out there, and always remember your energy savings is based on your house. It is not based on the equipment. So common sense advice and help and guidance. Again, call me, Bart Inman, one easy number, Missouri and Illinois. The easiest, 314-293-2600. Again, one easy number, Missouri and Illinois, 314-293-2600. Or on the internet, that is bartinman.com. That is Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
Tell you guys about my buddy, Dr. Corey Solman. He is an orthopedic surgeon. He's a Midwest orthopedic and spine specialist. I've known Corey, almost the whole time I've been on the air. He is just the greatest guy. I do lives, of course, for other physicians. I talk about Dr. Matt Bays with Bays Sports Medicine, and Corey and Matt know each other, and they will send patients back and forth. If Matt sees someone he thinks, you know what, you're a good candidate for surgery, he will send them over to Corey Solman. So, it's kind of common sense. If someone you care about is injured and it's pretty bad, and you want to get an opinion from an orthopedic surgeon, Corey's the guy. If you want to go see Corey first, if it's sufficiently bad and you think, oh, I'm just going to go right past everyone else and go straight to the surgeon, go see Corey. But it doesn't have to be at that level. He usually doesn't do surgeries. Does that make sense? If he gets 100 cases in, I'm kind of making this up. He may do surgery on half of them, but he does not have a reputation as a cutter. He's going to do what is best for you guys. He's out in Chesterfield, 636-231-5881 or SolmanOrthopedics.com.
Here's Dave Murray's weather forecast.
Our latest cold front has done the thing. The northwest flow is back. It will stay a little windy this afternoon, partly sunny skies, but the high only 53 degrees. Quite a change from yesterday. Tonight, clear, cold, a light frost or freeze towards morning, and that's going to be mainly away from the city, and light is the key word. 33 for the overnight low, the last weekend of March. Here we go on Saturday, sunny and 59. Sunday, partly sunny, 65 for the high. Up and down, up and down. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Beat the spring cleaning rush and call Zero Res. Springing forward feels better on freshly cleaned carpets and floors. Let Zero Res remove lingering grime and preparing your home for the brighter days ahead. Check out all the raging customer reviews online with a 4.9 Google rating. This month, buy one, get one room of carpet clean for free. Unlimited rooms of carpet when you ask for the DGS special. Call 314-474-2020 or go online at ZeroResSTL.com. Spell it forward or backwards. Spells the same, Zero Res.
Attention business owners with a net income over $500,000. You need to work with a tax strategist that understands your entrepreneurial mindset. Download the most recent white paper written by E3 Consultants Group titled The Power of a Professional Tax Strategy Team. Go to e3wealth.com/radio to obtain a copy. It's time to learn about wealth and tax strategies that protect your personal and business economy. E3 is ready to help you think differently about your finances. Educate, empower, enlighten. That's the E3 difference.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. My best advice to you when hiring a lawyer for your injury case is simple. If you know court personnel, ask them who they'd hire. They know. If you know an insurance adjuster, ask them. They know. And then ask them about us. Ask them about Morgan & Morgan. They know. I look forward to talking to you soon. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm for the people.
Injured? Dial pound law.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
Rush Hour Sports, Matt Pauley, Kevin Wheeler with you here.
Bernie Miklasz joins Rush Hour Sports tonight at 5 on America's Sports Voice, KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS. Happy Friday. I was watching the Dodgers game, I believe, last night.
Yeah.
And one of the broadcasters said, it's great to see Sandy Koufax at the ballpark. I'm like, way to go, idiot. Sandy Koufax died in like 1968.
He did not.
I know.
He's still around.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
When I think Sandy Koufax, I just...
Yeah, it seems longer ago than it was.
And he's only 90. Like 90's old, but like, you know.
He's not 110, right? Like the dude that threw out the first pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice, though, whenever you think.
And someone's still alive.
Yeah, it's like, hey, what a nice surprise.
Yeah.
I got to tell you.
I wasn't expecting that.
Got home last night to catch the end of the Cards game. did dinner and all that, then turned on that game and watched, probably most of that game, and then turned on the Mariners Guardians game. That was really fun. I like their broadcast with the Mariners because the color analyst is a guy named Dave Nielsen, and he's Australian. So it's fun hearing a guy who played in the major leagues for, 12, 13 years. I mean, he's a legit major league player, really good player. And it's just hearing it in the Australian accent made it fun. I don't know why.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the Drewski thing?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No.
So for those of you who don't know, Drewski is a comedian, big YouTube guy, African-American gentleman. And I don't know him very well. Like, I've seen some things he's done, but I don't follow him or anything, but I know who he is. And he just did sort of a white girls takeoff. And he had lots of makeup and prosthetics put on him, and he looks like Erica Kirk. And he did this thing about here's what white conservative women are like in the world today. And Erica Kirk is now shot back and accusing him of doing the reverse blackface. And if I did this, I would be canceled. You should be canceled. And just wondering what you guys made of it.
It's always funny to me when people say things like whiteface or like reverse blackface. There's really no such thing as that because white people have not experienced a painful history of people
mimicking them.
Yeah,
mimicking them.
Like that's it. It's not like just out of nowhere we said like you can't do blackface. It's like no, it was a way to oppress and mock Black people for a long time, and we've rightfully moved on from that. It's unacceptable to do in this day and age under like pretty much any circumstance. The reason being because of that painful history. Dressing up as a white woman, like there's nothing where you can draw the line and be like, this is just like 60 years ago when they were doing this. It's not the same thing. So whenever it's like, if I did that, I would get in trouble. It's like, yeah, I mean, sometimes things don't match up perfectly for everyone all the time. But it's just not the same thing.
Yeah, we always talk about the flip test. You really can't flip test everything.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you flip test it and you go, nope, still not punching down.
Yeah, it's not like the same thing at all.
Making fun of a like a rich white lady is still not the same. Rich influential white lady is still not even close to the same as like doing blackface or minstrel shows or anything
and
like
I'll
that.
say this about Erica Kirk. I really have no desire to speak on this person publicly because there's nothing to be gained from it.
Mm-hmm.
She, at the end of the day, she is a widow, and you are going to hurt and upset some people by any sort of criticism you make at a person in this period of their life right now. I do think it's best to stay away from it, and I just really try not to.
I agree.
But at the same time, it's like you do have. He didn't just in a vacuum make this video of a white woman standing in front of like the fireworks and the sparklers. I mean, we have footage of that did actually happen. I just don't understand this whole like, how dare you? It's like, well, this is what people have observed, though, at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't personally want to like spike the ball on it because, again, there's nothing to be gained from it. And it's just going to hurt people. But this whole like pearl clutching of like, where is this coming from? It's like, well, it's coming from all of the instances where you've made public appearances and behaved in a way that a lot of grieving people do not typically behave.
Yeah. I don't think it's as big a deal as people are making it, but I do think like I'm all about logic and consistency. If you wouldn't like it, whether it's the same or not, because I agree with Rach and Andrew, it's not the same as punching down. It's just not. But if I wouldn't want people to do something like that to me, then I won't do it to them. Just as a pure, rational, logical line of thought. Because I know it may not, even if it's not the same, it can still be treated as the same. I really think he gets himself in trouble in this, though, because when he put it out on Twitter, he didn't just say, hey, look at me, I'm Erica Kirk. He said, this is how conservative women in America act. Well, there are millions of them, and they're not all dancing behind firecrackers and doing all this other stuff. And I think that's where you get into trouble is when you generalize too much. If your criticism or your mockery is specific, It's not as difficult because it's about a person or a personality or an event. But when you go that broad, I think it's a mistake. Is it the end of the world? No, but I think that that's a mistake. And that would be a similar mistake to saying any group is all this or all anything else. And it's a large group of people. When you say conservative women, you're talking about how many? What'd you say, Dave? 100 million people. Yeah. And again, they're not all doing these crazy things. There is some crazy stuff. We've talked about the MAGA face and how they all end up getting made up the same way, and their hair is kind of the same way. Like, those things are observations, and I think it's perfectly fine to take someone who's famous, because there is a different standard between people that are famous and people that are not, right?
Yeah.
So if you're going to make fun of the president, you're going to make fun of the president. Okay. You're going to make fun of any celebrity. All right. They're in the public eye. They're going to get some of that. That's part of the trade-off when it happens. When you label it a whole group, I think you're going to get hit. You're going to get hit by a lot of people, and they have a fair point, even if they're exaggerating the impact of it.
Yeah.
Sure. Like, that's the thing, is like, this is a free country and everyone is allowed to have their opinion. I think the thing is, though, whenever you say something like, you can't do that to me because I can't do that to you. Okay, so does this bother you because it's actually painful and hitting you in a place that actually hurts? Or are you just saying, like, well, I don't get to do it?
Mad that you can't do it.
Yeah.
Oh, there's definitely a little bit of all
Yeah,
that.
so it's just like,
Yeah.
it's one of those things where, and then I really hate whenever I'm like, these are the same people that say comedy's back, but let's throw it out there. The whole thing was like, we reelected Trump. Woke is dead. We can do what we want again.
No,
we can
that's
say
true.
the R word. We can do whatever we want.
That's a great
And then
point.
it's like, but don't make fun of her.
Yeah, that's a great point, because
you
it's
could
coming
never make
from
fun of that person.
You know, I'm seeing stuff from like Clay Travis and others who relish in being free to say anything they want and insult anybody any way they want. But then when I do understand that, okay, well, she was recently widowed. Maybe that's unfair, but she's the one coming out to sparklers and firecrackers like it's a rock show when she's going out there. That can bring criticism. Nobody's criticizing her because her husband was killed.
And to add on to a crucial thing there, when the woke is dead people seem to primarily only be concerned with, am I allowed to punch down?
Well, it's more.
Am I allowed to once again make fun of like minorities and marginalized groups and disabled people and things like that, right?
So you're saying that when the right says comedy's back, they mean comedy about minority people. They don't just mean comedy.
Oh yeah, because whenever you make fun of a white person, they start crying. Whenever you say white conservative women in America are like this, it becomes a national incident that we're talking about on the DGS because it's made so much news.
The counter has made news also, though.
You get what I'm saying.
I know. I'm saying I think there's a really thin line in all of this where there's a lot of truth across the board. But as a comic, you obviously are supposed to be pushing things, right? So if you're in, I mean, every comedian will tell you that their job is to push things. But when you do cross any line, and I think when you become too general, I think you do dare cross a line. If you're going to say all people in this group, this is how you are, you're going to get heat because a lot of them are not like that. And they're going to be mad that you're lumping them in with something that they don't see themselves as. But if he were more specific and he was like pretending to be her specifically and said, hey guys, I'm Erica Kirk, he'd probably still get crap, but it's a different point of logic as opposed to blanketing a group of people. Because I know it irritates people when people on the right go after all the crazies on the left. I mean, like, everybody hates being generalized.
I only saw a couple seconds of it. I got the gist. Clearly, he was trying to be Erica Kirk.
Oh, I mean, it matched her outfit, the whole thing.
Does he ever?
I'm going to be honest. I haven't watched the video. Again, I wish he wouldn't have made the video. I don't see the point in doing it other than to stir up controversy and to hurt people. I am against it. But what I'm also not going to do, I'm not sitting here crying on behalf of Erica. I mean, I just look at it and I go, come on, guys. The whole thing is so dumb.
Maybe the best point is none of it's worth everybody going crazy. But again, that's hard. The hard part for me in all of this is this just a Twitter scandal? Like, do people who are not on Twitter even know it?
I'm pretty online and pretty on Twitter.
Yeah.
I barely know who Drewski is.
Yeah.
I know
Right,
he
right.
was in a
Exactly.
Super Bowl commercial
Same
and then
thing.
he did this.
Yeah.
And I'm
Same
like,
thing.
okay, that's nice, but I don't really care.
Yeah.
And before Charlie Kirk was tragically assassinated, I had no idea who Erica Kirk was.
Right.
I
Yeah.
only
Very
know
few of
who
us
she
did.
is because she is out, doing the circuit all of the time. That's how I know who she is.
Did you see that my old girlfriend, Megan Kelly, went after Hoda Kotb yesterday?
Did not.
She did the interview with Savannah, and they were both bawling through the whole thing. Not your typical interview.
Right.
Well,
Right.
they're friends, right?
But Megan just, I don't know if I sent you the sound or not, Andrew, but yeah, typical Megan Kelly. She's just like, this is terrible.
Well, what was the point?
It's terrible journalism because Hoda Kotb is clearly fake crying.
Oh my
and
gosh.
wiping.
Wait, she's fake crying
Yes.
because one of her best friends
Yes.
is upset
So
because her
she's
mom was
clearly
taken?
wiping fake tears away.
Wow.
And that's just bad journalism.
Yeah.
Yikes.
No, what's bad journalism is offering up takes like that from someone who still thinks of themselves as a journalist. That's terrible. I mean, how is that even rational? Like, that they're friends. You know that they've known each other for a long time. Do you have no sympathy for your friends? Now, you could make a case that maybe it would be better, quote unquote, more professional looking if you had someone that wasn't Savannah Guthrie's friend doing it. But it's a human story. It's not a political story. So who cares? Right? I mean, we're not talking about elections. We're not talking about a war. We're not talking about anything serious where there's both sides. It's simply a human tragedy that someone's mother was taken. It's okay if that's the way it goes in an interview, right? It's not public policy. It impacts nobody, and it is simply a tragedy. That's okay.
The king of logic. He's my very own Spock. Quick break, right back. Happy Friday, DGS.
Midwest winters take a real toll on your garage door. Let my friends at Overhead Door Company of St. Louis come out and perform their 26-point tune-up on your garage door and opener. The work is guaranteed, and it's just one price for up to 3 garage doors and openers. No extra charge for evening or Saturday service. Overhead Door Company of St. Louis, since 1926, 100 years. Schedule online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com. That's overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight. Dr. Jean Wang, a WashU medicine gastroenterologist at Siteman Cancer Center.
Our young onset colorectal cancer center focuses on the problems that younger patients might have. And we pay attention to things like fertility, support with trying to manage childcare and caring for older parents during that time. It's a great resource for these younger patients.
Visit siteman.wustl.edu.
Calling all runners. Register now for the Cardinals 5K on Saturday, April 18th, and you can take a victory lap on the field at Busch Stadium. Don't miss this chance to bring the whole family for a fun St. Louis 5K race that brings fans together to support kids in the community. The Cardinals 5K, Saturday, April 18th. Register now at cardinals.com/5K. And for more information, just head to kmox.com/events.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
You've probably heard all those ads for life insurance. Just a few dollars a day, apply online in minutes, no medical exam. Simple, easy, and cheap, right? Now you're thinking, maybe I should get a quote. Well, smart thinking. Everyone should have life insurance. But here's what they don't tell you. Those few dollars a day rates, they're for young people in perfect health. That's why everyone calls Big Lou the 50 to 60-year-old not-so-perfect candidate. Like you. You take prescription meds, and you're overweight. Winner, fried chicken dinner. Well, Big Lou works with life insurance companies that want people like you, with no surprises after you apply. In fact, if you're a 50-year-old guy with a few health glitches, Lou could probably find you $1 million of term life coverage for about $200 a month. So yeah, you need life insurance. But unless you're young and healthy, you gotta call Big Lou, because he's like you, older, heavier, and on meds too. Get a quote right now at 800-200-1966, 800-200-1966, or biglou.com.
When you're learning something new, experience matters. At Lifestyles Unlimited, we've spent over 30 years teaching people how real estate investing works and how to build income with a clear, step-by-step strategy. Our program is designed to help you learn what to do, why it works, and how to take action at your own pace. Join today for just $297, a 60% savings off the regular price. Text radio to 88007. That's RADIO to 88007. Presented by Lifestyles Unlimited.
Welcome back, DGS. So Andrew tells me that he and Rachel had a kerfuffle, which I didn't know about.
I saw this on the sheet, and I truly have no idea what he's talking about. I don't remember
you
getting
might
in a
want to
fight
leave
with
well
him.
enough alone there, buddy.
We got in a really big argument, and it was messy.
That she doesn't remember?
Yeah,
It must have been so traumatic that I just blocked it out.
it boiled over into like off the show, actually, even. And I was wrong, and I need to offer her a sincere apology, and that is that I was on TikTok a couple days ago, and a video came up, and it was the famous male actor Ryan Gosling.
You saw his face?
He looked a mess. He looked crazy. I was like I saw it, and I didn't even recognize him at first, and I was like, oh, I see it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I fought you on that pretty hard, and then after the show, I was like, "You are crazy. That man is a god." And she's like, "I don't know. I just think when you see it, you see it." And I saw it, and I was like, "Whoa, he looks crazy."
Yeah, this might have been while you were in Florida, Dave, but Janelle was in, and she was talking about the new movie Project Hail Mary.
Yeah.
And I had to ask her, I'm like, are you able to focus with Ryan Gosling's face looking so different? Like, is he still able to act and do a good job? I swear I'm not trying to say that to be mean. I really enjoy so many of Ryan Gosling's movies.
Like in a plastic surgery way?
He has like a lot of Botox and a lot of filler to the point where his face just looks a lot different.
Huh.
Which, is whatever. It's just, you are an actor, and he is an actor who has made a name on not only his incredible acting skills, but he's a very handsome young man. He's looking different these days. And I was just wondering, like, does that come through in the performance? Yeah. And Andrew was like, what are you talking about? But yeah, he's done a lot.
He looks like his cheeks look like raw chicken breasts is what they look like raw boneless chicken breasts for cheeks. Like they are fluffy.
And I'm not saying like don't get any work done. I just think when you're an actor, you have to be especially careful to go as natural as possible rather than trying to regain, you should be trying to maintain. Does that make sense when it comes to like the filler and stuff?
Yeah.
But I think he's trying to regain, and he doesn't look like the Ryan Gosling that I remember these days.
Mm-hmm.
If I were handsome, I don't think I'd ever get anything done.
Why would you? You already have it.
Yeah.
You're already handsome. You don't have to get anything.
You're just going to be a handsome 80-year-old.
But I think that's the result, right? Is that when you are handsome and people do talk about your looks a lot, you naturally, I just think, become like very obsessed with them, and therefore very insecure about them. If you notice any changes in yourself, right? Like if you notice, like, oh, my cheeks are starting to droop a little bit, or my chin starting to whatever. I think you then become obsessed with like, no, I have to be.
Could it be a professional thing? I mean, you're not leading man material if you don't look like a leading man.
Sure, but
You know,
here's
I mean,
the thing.
is Tom Cruise if he looks like a normal 65, 70-year-old? Well, he's not 70. What's he? How old is he?
He's probably like maybe 60.
90. A couple years older than me.
I say he's older than you, Dave.
Yeah,
and
64.
again, you know, the hair color, the whole thing. Like, and don't get me wrong, a lot of those people, like, they work out, they eat right. Like, that's not the point. But if you're not having work, you're not going to look like you're 45 when you're 65.
Well, the thing is, men aren't expected to look 45 when they're 65. Men are allowed to age. Right?
Like, not those guys.
Well, no, I would look at George Clooney.
I was just gonna say Clooney. I don't think has
Brad
had anything
Pitt.
done.
No, but Brad Pitt's had so much work.
It looks natural though.
No, it
He
does.
still looks
Yeah.
like Brad Pitt
Because his
Like,
look is kind of like
I don't know. It's
rough.
hard for me with men. It's like you guys are allowed to look older. When you guys start to look older, it's like, wow, he's looking really distinguished. It's a lot. I understand it a lot more when these female actors are like, I gotta do something, like, because they don't want to be cast as the mom. They still want to be the love interest, and they're like 31 years old, you know. But yeah, it's just the kind of thing. He just went too far. He no longer looks like himself.
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't get a little something
A
done.
lot of people do.
But it feels like it's a slippery slope unless you're working with someone who is going to be honest with you and be like, hey, you're starting to look, I know I'm making money off you, but you're looking a little crazy. Like,
Yeah.
let's rein it in a little
I
bit.
just realized I've cheated myself out of my handsome years.
What do you mean?
Look at me. Everyone on the stream, look at me. I look like I'm late for third grade. There's no distinguishment in this.
Yeah.
There's no gray around the temples.
You're covering your temples with your beanie.
Yeah.
We've covered a lot of ground this
Dave
hour.
makes an interesting point. Dave Hines out in L.A. said they're allowed to age if they're the ones who produce and cast the films.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Like George Clooney makes all the movies he makes now. Tom Cruise makes all the movies. Like they're the producers. They're like it's getting chosen for certain roles is probably less likely. But I mean, I think your point, Rach, is even it's like times 10 or 20 for women in Hollywood. I mean, it's just the standards are very different.
All you have to do is point to the amount of working male actors who are, 60 and above, 50 and above, and then their love interest in the film is like 27 years old.
Yep, that happens.
Like that happens all of the time.
Literally every action movie.
Yeah, like Mission Impossible.
Every action movie.
I haven't seen all those, but I know there's a ton of them. I don't think Tom Cruise has been dating the same girl the whole time. I think she's been switched out a couple of times, if I'm not mistaken.
Every Bond movie ever made.
Yeah.
Every single one of them is that dynamic.
Hold on, Andrew's texting me.
Would you like to talk about?
He's
Lombardo
saying,
Homes,
Dave, you didn't miss your handsome years.
Mm-hmm. It just says you still handsome.
You look. He sent me a picture of handsome Squidward. Yeah, Rach, take it away.
Okay, we only have a couple more days left in March, which means there's only a couple more days for you to take advantage of this really cool opportunity from Lombardo Homes. In the month of March, Lombardo is giving you a free finished recreation room in the lower level of your home. You can use it as a home theater, home gym, home office, whatever you want. But you got to get the ball rolling in March. So visit lombardohomes.com. Check out these homes, check out these different communities, see what's possible, and ask your sales manager for details about this free finished rec room.
Also, here's what I'm going to say about Lombardo today. They're cool. Okay. If I were thinking about building a home and I was going to a company, I didn't know anybody, I would be sheepish and I would be very careful and I would have my defensive wall up because I would think that they were trying to sell me something. Of course, Lombardo is paying us to get you to call them so they can build you a house. What I'm saying is the in-between times when you first meet them and you get to know them, you're looking at their specs and you're looking at their spec homes and stuff like that. They're cool. They're not going to push you in the back. They'll give you all the information. They'll even talk about other builders, not, crap on them. They'll just say, oh, yeah, they have this community. We have this community. Find out everything about them at lombardohomes.com.
Inflation is squeezing budgets, and global events can shake markets overnight. If you're close to retirement, this is not the time for, gee, I hope this works out. That's why Steve All and the team at the All Financial Group are hosting an upcoming educational seminar called Retirement Simplified, April 7th at the All Financial Group offices. You'll learn how to deal with rising costs, taxes, crazy markets, and the fear of running out of money. The date again is April the 7th. It's complimentary, but you must reserve a seat. 636-230-8824 or at yourmoneymattersstl.com. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, or registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions. The All Financial Group is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the U.S. government or any other government agency.
Guys, Kevin Wheeler here. I want to tell you about the FanDuel Sportsbook. First of all, everything has been just that much more fun. I had a blast on opening day yesterday watching baseball. I also made a good bit of money on baseball on the whole yesterday. And if you haven't joined in yet, you can. And right now, by the way, if you're going to be a new customer to FanDuel and FanDuel Sportsbook, of course, the official sportsbook of KMOX, you can get up to $300 back in bonus bets for every day for 10 days if your bet loses. So it's a simple way that it works. You place a bet on the NCAA tournament. So these are tournament bets specifically for new customers for this. You place a bet on the tournament. If it doesn't win, you get up to $300 back in bonus bets every single day for 10 days. It is that simple. You can mix things up any way you want to do it. Same game parlays, individual games, point spreads, straight up winners and losers on the money line. All you got to do to start is FanDuel.com/Missouri. And remember, you have to be 21 or older and present in Missouri. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable and expire 7 days after receipt. Tokens are received in increments of one per day. Restrictions apply, and you can see all the terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 2 o'clock, we've got 50 degrees. The feels like is 37 downtown at the Arch. A Cole County judge handed a potentially decisive blow to the efforts to stop Jefferson City from redrawing the congressional map ahead of November.
Judge Brian Stumpy has ruled Missouri citizens who sued to block the Missouri First map until a referendum vote is held lack standing and are improperly utilizing declaratory judgment and has dismissed their lawsuit. The ruling says the referendum has yet to be verified, citing Secretary of State Denny Hoskins having yet to certify the signatures for the referendum. Hoskins told KMOX earlier this week he believes he has until August to do so. Hoskins, in a statement to KMOX, said he appreciated the court's clarity and leadership in confirming the Missouri First map remains in effect. Richard Von Glahn, executive director of the group behind the referendum, People Not Politicians, hinted at an appeal, saying, quote, "This is not the final word," adding over 300,000 Missourians have already demanded a vote. The ruling comes just days before the candidate filing deadline of March 31st. Sean Malone, KMOX News.
House Republicans are resisting a Senate-passed bill to fund most of the Department of Homeland Security. The revolt risks delaying a resolution to the funding impasse that is already in its 42nd day, creating long lines at many airports. Republicans are angry that the Senate bill does not fund ICE and Border Patrol. Democrats refuse to fund those departments without changes to immigration enforcement. CBS News reporter Tarian Small.
We heard from Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, who says he's still pushing for reforms. That's the biggest piece missing from this, considering the bill that came over from the Senate did not include funding for ICE or CBP.
If you thought downtown was busy for the home opener, just wait until Saturday. In addition to the second home Cardinals game of the season, a Blues game, and the Battlehawks season kickoff, a No Kings protest is set to take place downtown. All four events three of the events kick off before 2 p.m. Police spokesman Mitch McCoy says there'll be an increased police presence, not just near the stadiums, but also by the protests.
Our top priority is making sure that those that are participating tomorrow in the demonstration, that they are safe too. We respect everyone's First Amendment right to peacefully protest, and our job is your safety.
NASA is planning to launch its first mission, sending astronauts to the moon since 1972. Its four-person crew is currently quarantining in Houston in preparation for takeoff. Retired NASA astronaut Mike Fink has gone through the process and talks about this mission.
This is a great crew. They've trained to go fly on a test flight of the Orion spacecraft. They're going to be launching on a really huge rocket called the SLS, and they're going to go farther and faster than we've ever gone before.
From the business desk, as March Madness revs up, a court has issued a ruling about that pervasive two-word term.
A federal judge has denied the NCAA's motion for a temporary restraining order to stop DraftKings from using registered trademarks associated with the men's and women's basketball tournaments. The NCAA requested DraftKings stop using March Madness, Final Four, Elite Eight, and Sweet 16 and variations of those terms to promote its business. The judge indicated it was not demonstrated how the online sports wagering platform's use of those terms would cause irreparable harm. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
The Dow from Stifel's down 760 points to 45,200.
Our latest cold front has done the thing. The northwest flow is back. It will stay a little windy this afternoon, partly sunny skies. The high only 53 degrees. Quite a change from yesterday. Tonight, clear, cold, a light frost or freeze towards morning, and that's going to be mainly away from the city, and light is the key word. 33 for the overnight low, the last weekend of March. Here we go on Saturday, sunny and 59. Sunday, partly sunny, 65 for the high. Up and down, up and down. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
We've got some clouds. It is 50. The feels like is 37 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Welcome back, guys. DGS. Happy Friday. A few minutes past 2 p.m. Hope you guys had a great time at opening day. We told our stories in the first hour. You can go back and podcast that if you didn't get to hear it. We just had someone on the stream asking, oh, there you go, Tom. Is there a regular schedule for when the attorney is on? I would like to say yes, but not really. I think Thursdays was our day, but then we just the show gets messed up so many times by us and Cardinal baseball and such.
We aim for Tuesdays a lot.
Yeah, Tuesdays. Brad Young's on a lot at 2 p.m. He's on with us right now. Hello, Brad.
Dave, I as I was listening to Living After Midnight, I was reminded that my garage band in Southern Illinois that was rocking all of the VFWs in Southern Illinois, we that was one of our big hits.
Nice.
So my band's coming back April 17th after 5 years off. One of my favorite tunes to play was Living After Midnight. I loved that. We played it every gig.
Yeah, you could do some harmony on it. It's not a difficult song. It revs up the crowd. I mean, it touches, it checks all the boxes.
I always loved seeing little kids. We used to do concerts out at Innsbruck, and there'd be a couple thousand people just out in this big field. And little kids who don't know anything about anything just rocking out to Judas Priest. It's just in the blood, you just just feel it. Okay. Let's talk about the Meta case. People are analogizing this to the big tobacco cases of a couple decades ago.
Yeah, I think that's an appropriate comparison because this Los Angeles jury found yesterday that Instagram and YouTube, both belonging to Meta, of course, are liable because they failed to warn users about the risks associated with their platform, and specifically, basically addicting young people to the algorithms. And there was a huge legal issue here. I'll make it quick, but the biggest legal issue was under federal law. It's called Section 30. It protects users or creators of content like this, like platforms, I mean, from liability when someone posts on their platforms. But this wasn't the cause of action here. The plaintiffs weren't alleging that someone posted something on Instagram and I was injured. They were alleging that the Instagram algorithm itself was the problem. So the court and the jury found that Section 230 wasn't a defense. Obviously, this is going to be appealed. This, along with a case that was rendered and handed down from a jury the day before over in New Mexico, both of these together could literally open the floodgates to litigation against social media companies.
Brad, would it be the same as a company altering the physical product without telling people?
Yeah.
In other words, adding more nicotine to make something more addictive than what is actually advertised.
Yeah, I think that's appropriate. I think that's a very good analogy. I was thinking more in terms of cars.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, you can make that analogy to tobacco because I'm not sure that even if there was a warning here that this could be addictive, if something is designed particularly to make you addictive, then I don't even know that a warning would be sufficient. So your nicotine example is a better example because nicotine is obviously addictive, but it's also found naturally in cigarettes.
Right.
But the way you modified the example to say if the companies were adding an addictive product to what was already there, I think that's an exact at least for consumer purposes, maybe not in the courtroom, but for discussion purposes, yeah, I think that's a very appropriate analogy. And this will, I think, open the floodgates nationwide and could create a lot of just enormous litigation over this issue.
So, Brad, this is a legal question, not a personal question, but I've talked pretty openly about how the only social media I have is TikTok. But over the last couple of years that I've had it, it has absolutely changed my brain. I no longer can read. I barely can watch a movie without stopping 5 or 6 times. What would stop someone like me from successfully suing TikTok?
Well, the only thing that would stop you as opposed to children is that you have a comparative fault element. So, for example, if you're an adult, you're we're going to assume that we're talking about people who are semi-intelligent people, okay? And
that's me.
That's you. I'm not giving anyone in particular that label. But if you talk about any regular adult, you would have a comparative fault argument to say, well, you know what? You were an adult. You had the ability to exercise judgment, even if these algorithms were designed to make you addicted. So that comparative fault issue doesn't really exist when it comes to children. So I think you could still make that same cause of action. There would just be a greater comparative fault defense on behalf of social media companies for adults as opposed to children.
Again, legal question. Would a defense to a child bringing the cause of action be, well, your parents should have looked out for you?
Well, that's true, but if a product is harmful, then you've got the knew or should have known standard here. And so that would be the parents didn't have a duty to protect you against an algorithm that creates an addiction because the parents didn't know or they shouldn't have known that this product is addictive because the makers of the social media platforms didn't tell you that it was addictive.
Gotcha.
Now, that raises a different legal issue. I mean, we're chasing a lot of rabbits in this discussion, but if, say, TikTok or if Meta put in their disclaimer or terms of service warning this is addictive, then that would create, I think, that defense to say, yeah, you're a kid, but your parents knew or should have known that this was addictive. And so therefore they should have taken responsibility. But then again, I got more hands here than an octopus on the other hand. But on the other hand, the other argument on that would be under consumer protection laws, even if you warn someone, if you design a product to be harmful, then warning them that it's harmful isn't sufficient.
Gotcha.
Any more on that before we go into the next case? Georgia's Fulton County to seek return of the 2020 ballot seized by the FBI.
Yeah, essentially what happened here in January, right after Trump took office, the FBI executed a warrant to go and grab all of the boxes. I think there were hundreds and hundreds of these boxes of the original ballots going back to the 2020 election. So the Justice Department said that the seizure was part of an ongoing criminal investigation, as we've heard about a lot, obviously from the Trump campaign. But the issue here is number one, was that seizure lawful? I mean, there's no ongoing criminal action now related to the 2020 election. Can the Justice Department just get a warrant and seize these records without any ongoing criminal action? Number one. Number two, even if they could get those records, do they have to make copies and then return the originals to Fulton County? Because the question here is, you've got a federal agency taking records from a state government. So you've got that interplay that's a legal issue. And then whether or not they can actually keep those records, or do they have to make copies? When I say they, meaning the FBI, does the FBI have to make copies and then return the originals, which have then, at that point, it begs the question, how do you know what was returned by the FBI is the same as what the FBI took? So there are a lot of legal issues here.
Anything on that, guys? Okay. Let's just talk a little bit of politics, since Brad has at least two hats. I'm just looking at the television over Wheeler's head. Trump spills tea on JFK Jr. and Carolyn Bessette's romance. He also said that Tiger Woods isn't going to play in the Masters yesterday. He's all over the place, man.
He also apparently invented a story that he'd come up with customized Sharpies or something, and then the Sharpie company's like, no, we never talked about that.
Can we play? Okay, we're gonna
bizarre.
We'll just play like a minute of this.
Okay,
this is 4 minutes and 56 seconds. In the middle of the cabinet meeting during the wartime, he decided to talk about his Sharpies.
So this pen is very inexpensive, but it writes well. I like it. But I can't have the pen the way it was. You know what it is. I don't want to give too much publicity, but they do treat me well, Sharpie. So I came here. They have $1,000 pens. And, you know, you hand pens out. You're signing and you hand them out. You're handing them to all these people. Sometimes you have 30, 40 people. And they were $1,000 a piece. Beautiful pen, ballpoint. 1,000. It was gold, silver, gorgeous. But I'm handing out to kids that don't even know what they're. What is this, Mommy? It's kids. They're getting a pen for $1,000. They have no idea what it is. And I feel guilty because I'm like, you know, I'm by nature, I don't, you know, it's the government. I love the government like I love myself economically. I want to save money. So I'm saying, this is crazy. And it had another problem. They didn't write well. So I take it out and I saw it and there's no ink. And I got all you people looking and you say, there must be something wrong with Trump. And I'm signing, and there's no ink in the pen, and it costs $1,000. This one, I called the guy. I said, I'd like to use your pen, but I can't have a gray thing with a big S on it saying Sharpie.
All right, that was about a minute. He goes on for three more.
But like Sharpie came out and said, yeah, that conversation never happened.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny.
I'm not sure what's happening there. I mean, if we're giving out $1,000 pens to children, like, I do appreciate him trying to put a stop to that. That is crazy and ridiculous. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, there he goes again. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we should stop doing that. However,
my question would be,
it was
is it
really hard
actually
to tell what
happening?
he was actually talking about.
Right. Yeah, and it also raises another issue, which is you're talking about the war. We're currently in a war, and he wants to talk about Sharpies.
Yeah.
And,
good point.
And I think that stems from this idea from him, and he's not the only narcissist that, and listen, most presidents are narcissists. I'm not being anti-Trump on this, but he thinks that everybody wants to hear his opinion on every single subject. I mean, you have me on here to talk about legal stuff and political stuff because I have something to say about those things. if you start asking me about ice cream, nobody cares about Brad Young's opinion on ice cream or Sharpies or pens or anything. And I recognize that, but Trump doesn't. He thinks the world hangs on his every word. And in the middle of a press conference about a war where Americans are dying and being injured, that's not the time to voice your opinion on every single subject under the sun.
Did you guys see that Iran hacked Kash Patel's phone, I guess?
His
personal email.
His email.
From
Personal
like
email.
starting, I think it was from like between 2011 and 2022. They're trying to make it out to be bigger than it was. They made it seem like they breached the FBI. It was just his personal thing. And so far, what they've released is just been a bunch of nothing. Just pictures of him, job applications, stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, like nothing FBI-y. So hopefully later on he didn't have any FBI stuff on there, because they're saying they got this big win, and I'm reading this from a couple different media outlets that review the material, and they were like, that's nothing much so far.
All right, Brad, thank you. Have a great weekend.
Hey, my pleasure, guys.
Tell you guys about Dr. Kathy Maupin, BioBalance Health. I was just there today. As I was saying in the first hour, I had my every 4 months or so Botox with Dana, who we saw at the game yesterday. She's lovely, and she's great at what she does. She's one of the main people there, like on the BioBalance Skin side. She's, I think, our only injector, only one I've ever met. And she's very, very good. She's a registered nurse. She's very artistic. She's very conservative. And we're just talking about, like, Ryan Gosling maybe got a little too much filler. Not going to happen. She has a very easy hand, and she has very good judgment. So if you are interested in Botox or fillers or microneedling or whatever it happens to be, chemical peels, BioBalance Skin. If you're interested in the testosterone pellets, that's BioBalance Health, where Dr. Maupin and her daughter, Dr. Rachel Sullivan, do those. They're all great. Everyone there is super, super cool, very comfortable, very easygoing. For either one of those, simply go to biobalancehealth.com.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mary Claire Haver, a board-certified OBGYN and menopause specialist. My new podcast, Unpaused, is the place for bold, unfiltered conversations about what it really takes for women to thrive in the second half of life. Every week, I sit down with medical experts, cultural icons, and powerhouse women to talk about what really matters. New episodes drop every Tuesday. Listen to and follow Unpaused with me, Dr. Mary Claire Haver, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
During Lowe's Pro Savings Days, save more on what goes into the job. Add power to your lineup with a free DeWalt 20-volt max 5-amp-hour battery when you buy a select DeWalt 20-volt max tool. Plus, get up to 35% off select major appliances from Whirlpool, Maytag, and more. Get the job done right. Keep more in your pocket. That's Pro Savings Days. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 3/27. Selection varies by location. While supplies last.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I own a coffee shop, and I wanted to label everything with our logo.
That's ambitious.
Cups, boxes, bags.
Ooh, that'll add up.
Not at all, because right now, Staples prints custom labels for 30% off.
30% off? That's shockingly affordable branding.
Yep, now our logo and URL are seen all over town.
Brand your business for less at Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in-store, online, or in the app by 4/18 to unlock. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
If snow and cold has you thinking spring, why don't you do something constructive and call Chesterfield Fence and Deck? Let this be the year that you have that beautiful outdoor space that you've always wanted. Whether you're talking about a new deck, a patio, a pergola, they do all of it. And of course, fences as well, sunrooms, screen rooms. You can visit their beautiful showroom in the Chesterfield Valley. Chesterfield Fence and Deck is the sign you have the very best since 1968. All of their products are guaranteed by a 5-year labor warranty, comprehensive material warranties provided. They have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Now, if you're looking for the rock bottom cheapest price, Chesterfield Fence and Deck is not it. What they are is the company that guarantees their work and has been doing great work for 57 years. Quality work that will last for a long, long time. So you can enjoy your outdoor space for years to come. If you mention me, Debbie Monterey, they'll offer you 48 months interest-free financing. ChesterfieldFence.com.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan with McKelvey Homes.
Since 1898, we've been building homes in St. Louis with the same commitment to quality craftsmanship, prime locations, and personalized service. And now we're celebrating 128 years with our 1898 sale. For a limited time, save $18,980 plus receive $10,000 to $15,000 in cash at closing on all to-be-built homes. Visit McKelveyHomes.com to learn more. Isn't it time to move up to McKelvey Homes?
One city, one voice. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
2:23 DGS. Happy Friday.
Just in case you didn't catch it last time, we're going to play it again.
You can never have too much Priest.
It's vibes, man.
This is actually Brad Young's version.
Yeah, this is Brad Young's band from 1985.
Man, I wish we had a recording.
So we all know like the circle of life, right? We get it.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about it yesterday. I may have even said something to Wheeler. I'm not sure I had a gummy. But watching the Red Jacket Hall of Famers with their white hair and their bald heads and their shot knees struggle to get out of cars, and then seeing Mason Wynn just pop out of the back of a truck. Wheels and I were kind of talking about that, and I thought, like, if you're a Cardinal fan, and this goes for any team, but especially the Cardinals, it's a way to mark time. It's a way to mark generations.
Yeah.
Like Ted Simmons. I've not met Ted yet, but I hope to meet him because he was my favorite player. He's 15 years older than me. So I was a kid when he was in the bigs. And he was like 22, 25.
Yeah,
he was a strapping young guy with flowing black hair.
Younger than your son is now.
Yes. And now he's 76. Looks great.
Yeah.
But beaten up by being a professional catcher.
Yeah.
And then here are these guys, 22, 23 years old,
Just doing backflips off the truck.
Yeah.
You just fly off it.
And one of these days, God willing, some kid's going to be like, can you believe JJ Weatherhold is 80? I was there when he hit that home run.
Yeah.
Right? It's just life, man.
It is pretty wild. But that's part of like what's cool about it's part of what's cool about sports, but it's cool. It's because a lot of things about sports are reminders or examples of life, like regular life. True. And you do get to match the passage of. I'm like, it was insane to me. Just thinking of it. I know it's true. I know math. It was insane seeing the guys there from 2006 because this is the 20th anniversary of the 2006 World. That's insane. But it does kind of drive it home. You're like, oh boy, it's going. It's definitely going. I remember, I'm just sitting there going, I covered guys like Daniel Descalso and John Jay when they were minor leaguers. They're 21 years old. They're coaches now. That's weird. But that's, as you said, that's just what happens.
Yeah.
Dave, you texted me, I guess it was Monday, and asked, like, did we just have our 5-year anniversary on KMOX?
Yeah.
And we did.
Yeah.
And this has been the quickest 5 years, I feel.
The weirdest.
Well, it was post-COVID, and I do feel like time is moving fast. I feel like that's when things really sped up for me personally. But I still think of like, oh, we're new at KMOX. We're the new kids on the block. When actually it's been half of my time on this show at this point I have spent on KMOX. 5
years is a pretty long radio career.
Yeah.
Right.
As Dave Hines can vouch.
But again, in KMOX time,
right,
it's 5%.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What do you guys think? This is a quick little throwaway thing, but Kevin Nealon from SNL went off on modern day SNL, especially Ryan Gosling, because Ryan Gosling always breaks and laughs.
Oh, okay.
And when I was a kid, the funniest thing ever was when the guys on Carol Burnett would break.
Yeah.
When Tim Conway
he
would
was
get
always trying to get the other guy
Harvey
to break.
Korman
Harvey
to
Korman,
laugh.
yeah.
But I just wonder what you guys thought of that. Do you love it? Is it just the celebration of life, or Kevin Nealon saying that you're unprofessional?
If I understand where he's going correctly, I think he almost feels like it's just too often now. Because when it happened before, it wasn't always like super rare, but it was like really funny. Farley was famous for that, during his time, was just killing everybody in the room. But it was one of the criticisms of Jimmy Fallon was that he broke every skit.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's what he's thinking, is that it's just too often, and it's too often not in a good one.
Well, it's almost so Tracy Morgan actually spoke out against Jimmy Fallon breaking all the time. Yeah, and he basically implied like, you're just doing this as a cheat code to getting the audience to laugh. And you're taking away attention from everybody else.
From the people that are keeping it in character.
I think you're right, Wheels. When it happens all the time, it does start to come across as pretty insincere and just like, oh, you know what? If we start laughing, then they'll think it's super
But
funny.
those are my favorite ones. But I think part of it, because I haven't watched it recently, because there's no call to it. But in all the past years, those were always the funniest things. But that's maybe why they broke, because they were the funniest things. I don't watch enough to know now if it's just happening all the time, kind of as Rach is saying with the cheat code.
Let me tell you guys about Dr. Matt Bays at Bays Sports Medicine. So he is kind of in the middle between an emergency room and Dr. Corey Solman, who's an orthopedic surgeon. Dr. Bays is a sports medicine doctor. He is a former college athlete. He's been the sports doctor for multiple high schools and colleges. I've been to him. My daughter Phoebe's been to him. He's been on the show many, many times. He's a great guy. Very easy to talk to. Very normal. And very, very smart. He spent his last several years doing mostly regenerative medicine, which is a fancy way of saying stem cell injections. I've talked to many of his patients. They just absolutely swear by them, especially for like chronic injuries or like if you're a long distance runner or something like that. And you're having troubles, those things really, really help. And even if you have like, a fresh injury, he is great. He doesn't always treat with stem cell injections. He can treat you more conventionally. Great guy. Really insists on great customer service from his staff as well. 636-735-3003, baysportsmed.com.
It is such a great time of the year, tournament time, and it is happening now. And right now, FanDuel customers can get up to $300 back in bonus bets every day for 10 straight days if your bet loses. And here's how it works. You place a tournament bet using the token. If it doesn't win, you're going to get up to $300 back in bonus bets every single day for 10 straight days. That's right. You can even mix things up with a same-game parlay. If you want to get adventurous, you can look at a shot of a bigger payout with those same game parlays. Go to FanDuel.com/Missouri to sign up if you have not done it already. Now's a great time. FanDuel.com/Missouri. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable and expire 7 days after receipt. Tokens are received in increments of 1 per day. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Here's Dave Murray's weather forecast.
Our latest cold front has done the thing. The northwest flow is back. It will stay a little windy this afternoon, partly sunny skies, but the high only 53 degrees. Quite a change from yesterday. Tonight, clear, cold, a light frost or freeze towards morning, and that's going to be mainly away from the city, and light is the key word. 33 for the overnight low, the last weekend of March. Here we go on Saturday, sunny and 59. Sunday, partly sunny. 65 for the high. Up and down, up and down. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. After suffering an injury, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? At Morgan & Morgan, we will hold your hand every step of the way. From our one-click sign-up, mobile apps, and 24/7 availability, we make it easy to get your case started right from the comfort of your couch. All firms are not the same. The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
If you live in Missouri, have Medicaid, and need a caregiver, this message is important. Care at home is personal. That's why you may not want a stranger in your home to take care of you. You want someone who already knows you and your daily routines. With Freedom Care, you choose a trusted family member, a friend, or a neighbor. They will get paid after every shift to care for you, and it's 100% free to you. More than 70,000 people have already joined the Freedom Care family. Call your local Freedom Care. They'll check your Medicaid eligibility. Don't wait until a stranger shows up at your door. If you have Medicaid and need help at home, this care is available 100% free to you. Call Freedom Care now to see if you qualify. 314-907-0892. 314-907-0892. That's 314-907-0892.
Freedom Care, we're here for you.
Debuting Tuesday, March 31st. It's All Access with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol. Get inside your Redbirds in the 2026 season every Tuesday at noon on your voice of the Cardinals, KMOX. Bernie Miklasz on KMOX is sponsored by Stewart's American Mortgage, home of the Bagel Loan, and by Salika Heating and Cooling, a Daikin comfort dealer.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Happy Friday. Time to talk to our pal Bernie Miklasz. Hello, Bern.
Good afternoon. What a wonderful day. How are you guys?
What a glorious day yesterday, right? I mean, win, lose, or draw for 2026, 2020 season. Glorious, glorious opening day.
It was my favorite Cardinals season opening game since 1998. That's when McGuire, his first game since signing a contract extension that would keep him in St. Louis for the rest of his career. He cranked a huge home run, a grand slam off of Ramon Martinez to break up a scoreless game. Cardinals won 6-0. And of course, that was the first home run of 70 that year. So this one yesterday, I actually like this one yesterday better than that one. But my point is, when I try to think about all the great, Cardinals games I've seen and all, we put them in opening day, which is special category. That was my personal favorite since 98.
What, there were so many things to talk about. What stood out?
They talked a lot. Ollie Marmol, Chaim Bloom, the players, they talked a lot about the kind of team they were going to be, that they were confident they could be, the approach that they would take. They would be disruptive. They would be annoying. They would be tough to play against. They would compete like crazy men. They would extend at bats. They would put up a fight. They would, in effect, just be one of those teams that everybody hates to play because the team will never go away, never back down. Now, listen, it's one game, although no one has to say that. I think we all know the schedule.
Right.
But my point is, they were telling us that they can be this kind of team, a certain style, a certain edge, a certain attitude. And, in the very first day, what I'll say is I thought it was really, really cool that they came out and did it.
Yeah.
That made it a lot of fun. Now the challenge is up ahead, but we've been saying this on the Dave Glover show, and I said it last week. This is going to be a likable team. I don't know how many games they're going to win, but this is going to be a likable team. It'll be a lot of fun to watch them. I think even in games that get away from them. I just think there's something about them. And, you look at J.J. Weatherholt, Nathan Church, Alec Burleson, and I could go right down the line. I mean, there's some players that you want to watch, and they have a collective personality that's pleasing.
Yeah, I'd agree. You got a little bit of when on Burleson's big home run, you got some pimping of the home run and a bat flip and a turn to the dugout. So you got some of that emotion, and that's a big home run, right? Like that's a go-ahead home run in an 8-run inning. That's not just your random celebration. I thought it was a blast, Bernie, watching how much fun Nathan Church was having. He caught that first fly ball early, and he just airmailed the throw in. Like he let it rip with everything he had, and he sailed it over Mason Wynn's head. And my favorite part, and Dave and I both noticed it, is Mason Wynn looking at him and with a smile on his face, put the palms down to the ground going, hey, settle down, buddy. Take it easy. And it was cool for a lot of reasons. The enthusiasm, Wynn being a little more seasoned player. And I don't know, there's just so much cool about what happened.
I mean, you're down 7-1, and at that point, I looked at Fangraphs at that point when the Cardinals after Tampa Bay got 7 runs at the top of the 6th. You know what the Cardinals' win expectancy is, and it was. I'm sorry, they had a probability of 2.4% of winning that game.
Right.
I just use that as a point of reference, not to be Mr. Fancy Pants. I just use that to show what a long shot it was for them to come back and win that game. So what did they do? They didn't peck away. There's like, well, let's take it one bat at a time. Let's just try to get a run here, get a run there, get close. No, they just dropped 8 runs on them on the bottom of the 6th. Like, their response came like 2 minutes later.
Yeah.
And if you're looking at a young team, you love to see that. You just love to see that. I mean, they weren't deflated. They weren't demoralized. They're like, all right, good for you guys. You hit us in the mouth. You drew blood. We just tasted our own blood. Now we're going to knock you on your ass. Let's go.
That's great.
Pretty great.
And obviously, again, so many stories, but J.J. Weatherholt's first big league hit being a home run was great. He almost hit a grand slam in the bottom of that 6th inning. He wasn't very far from it. And I don't know if you've seen it or not, Bern, but there was a tweet earlier from Jacob, who does a lot of the stats and analysis on Cardinals games and things like that. So the pitch that J.J. Weatherholt hit 425 feet was 5 inches off the plate away. And if you look at the graphic, like hitting a ball 425 feet when it's 5-6 inches off the plate and high is super impressive in a 2-strike count, because you're not trying to hit a home run there. And that kind of speaks to what he is as a hitter.
Look, he's gonna hit for he's gonna hit for really good power.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what that. See, I saw as soon as he swung at the pitch, I was turning to my wife and said, "Look, that thing's not even a strike. Look at how do you do that?" He did it, and he's got more power than people think. He's a terrific player. The other thing I loved about this game, and I'm finishing up a column for STL Sports Central, and I got some fun stuff in it about this. That lineup they started yesterday, the 9 guys, every single one of them a homegrown Cardinal, either drafted by the Cardinals, and then there was Ivan Herrera, who was signed as an amateur international player.
Right.
Every guy in the lineup, homegrown Cardinal, which is incredibly rare in today's baseball to find that, because everyone's got a free agent, everyone's made trades, all that stuff. The other thing I liked about this, you know what the average age of that lineup was?
Oh, had to be what, mid to late 20s?
No. That lineup, just those 9 guys, 24.6 years old. Yeah.
That's nuts.
So, I was looking at this, and I was just to have fun. I was like, well, how old were some of these guys when the Cardinals won the World Series last time? And like 2011, J.J. Weatherholt was like in the 4th grade, stuff
That's
like
great.
that. I love that. I love that
That's
stuff.
great.
Like Pedro Pajes was like the old man. He was like in middle school or something. So, no, I mean, think about that. A homegrown team, you roll out a lineup that averages 24.6 years old. I mean, the 2 old men of the group were Pajes and Burleson, 27 years old.
Yeah.
They're the old guys, right? You had a bunch of guys 25 and under. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, Bern, I'm not going to do the whole thing over again. I would have bored the audience, but an hour and a half ago, I talked about how yesterday it really struck me that it was like the Cardinal circle of life, watching Ted Simmons struggle to get out of a vehicle. When I was a kid, Ted Simmons was a god. And one of these days, J.J. Weatherholt will struggle to get out of a vehicle wearing a red jacket, God willing. And someone's going to say, I was there the day he hit his first home run. And look, he's an old man now. Like, we're really lucky. And every city does this to an extent. But I feel very fortunate to be a lifelong St. Louisan and a lifelong Cardinal fan.
Yeah, and no, I'm glad to hear that. One thing I said in my video today, and I'm not just bringing this up to like shamelessly promote it, but I've been saying, that, listen, I think Cardinals fans are really going to like this team. I think they're maybe even going to love this team because there's so many parts about it that are really cool. And I know people get mad about the manager. They get mad about the owner. They get mad about this. They get mad about that. Everybody wants to be the expert. Everybody wants to be the tough. It's like, if you're a baseball fan, if you love baseball, you also love the fact that St. Louis has this incredible reputation for being a great baseball town. And obviously there is an amazing tradition of history here. It's like, enjoy it. Why don't you try to enjoy it? Right? Try to enjoy it. Have fun. Isn't that what it's kind of supposed to be all about?
Yes, exactly. And we kind of talked about
You know,
that yesterday, Dave, you and I on the pregame. Like it's okay
Yeah.
to just enjoy baseball.
You know, and like one thing, like people were just losing their minds yesterday because the lineup, he's got Mason Wynn batting fourth. The first thing I said was like, you're going to see some funky lineups this year.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's not like have a coronary episode every time there's a lineup that looks a little weird, right? This is a whole new operation with a lot of analytics and a lot of insight about lineup construction. Ollie Marmol's working with some smart people in this. You're going to see some funky lineups. You don't have to rush off to X and like start throwing grenades and going nuts.
I was
let it play out a little bit. They scored 9 runs yesterday. It was okay.
I love opening day because it's also Bizarro Day.
Yeah.
And I was surprised that Paul Skeens didn't walk off the mound, get in his car, and drive to the airport and just
trade me now. Trade me now.
That was weird. That was strange, wasn't it, man? That's baseball. You never would expect. You never expect to see him get blown up, right?
No, also, I'm sure he's not thrilled with his center fielder turning 2 routine plays into extra base hits and about 4 or 5 runs.
And why is he playing center field? He can't.
He's not much of anything. I mean, honestly, I might stick him in a corner outfield because you can do less damage there. But that's about what he is.
Yeah, I don't. And the Cardinals defense looked good yesterday. Got everybody in that lineup, you know, and the quality of the bats in that 6th inning.
So great.
All these 5-pitch at bats, 6-pitch at bats. They also, the Cardinals yesterday, one thing, and I know I'm doing it, the boring inside baseball stuff, but they, the one thing about them yesterday is that Tampa Bay basically said, you can't hurt us. Now, why do I say that? Because of all the teams that have played one game, the Cardinals saw more strikes than any other team in the majors for their first game. Because Tampa Bay's basically saying, you don't have any power. You can't hurt us. So we're here. We're going to throw you strikes. We're going to pound a strike zone. And what are you going to do about it? Well, what they did about it is they had an incredible contact rate when they got strikes and they punished strikes.
Yeah, they did.
And so I think that, you know, we talk about are they going to have a smarter hitting approach this year? Well, yesterday it was very smart.
You're not wrong. They had 8 2-strike hits, I think.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
8 for 21.
Wow.
We can
both home runs, 2 strikes.
Man,
we can tear our clothes and lament the Jordan Walker thing. That brother has a gun. Oh my Lord.
That's it. Well, like he has all of the tools. We just got to figure out the aptitude part. Like, you know,
dude, that first throw when you and I were sitting next to each other.
Yeah, when Johnny DeLuca was thinking about tempting him and he let that sucker rip, that was pretty great.
Yeah. Listen, I thought Jordan Walker looked good at the plate yesterday too. I thought he looked really calm. He was within himself. He got a good first pitch cookie, drove it for a double. I mean, I thought he looked pretty comfortable at the plate. I thought the quality of the bats overall were really, really good. You got to love the game that Victor Scott played too.
Yes.
You know, 3 hits, including a bunt single that took him by surprise. Everybody put their piece in, as Tony La Russa would like to say. That's what he said. You don't have to win a game. Just put your piece in, and everybody does that. We're going to win. And that was sort of like one of those games that TLR used to reference when he was managing the team for 16 years. Put your piece in.
Yeah, I mean, now do we just have to have a whole season?
Now we get to 161 more, baby.
Yeah.
We'll just remember this one.
Yeah.
Burn, tell us about Saliga.
I'd be happy to, and proud to represent Saliga.
Hey, by the way, buddy, I met Dan yesterday at the game.
Isn't he a good dude?
Great dude.
He really is. I haven't had lunch with him forever, and so I got to make that happen. That's one of the reasons why I love Saliga Heating and Cooling. Listen, it's not that the fact that they're just so great at what they do, and they've been doing this in the same family since 1927. But Dan Saliga and everybody works with them. I mean, they're just a pleasure to be around. They're like good people. They're chill people, and from the standpoint that they don't come in your house and, it's like, okay, they got to look at the problem and they're kind of freaking you out because there's all this nervous energy. And you're like, my gosh, they're like a little too hyper here. What's going on? No, they're calm, cool. They're confident. They know what they're doing. They're really good people. And you can trust them. You can trust them because this family, that was from the day one in 1927 when they opened the family business, is like, listen, when we go to somebody's home or they call us for something important, we got to earn their trust every single time. Never take that for granted. That's been going on for 100 years. This is a great family business. So the Mickleses have been calling them for 18, 19 years and no complaints whatsoever. The exact opposite because of their classiness, the way they treat us, the way we trust them, their professionalism, the way they work with us to try to find a less expensive solution rather than going for the most expensive solution automatically. So just highly recommend them to you based on our own experience and also the family history, the business history. If you want to find out more about this Daikin Comfort Dealer, everything is online there. You just go to SaligaHeatingandCooling.com. Thank you all and have a great weekend.
You've probably heard all those ads for life insurance. Just a few dollars a day, apply online in minutes, no medical exam. Simple, easy, and cheap, right? Now you're thinking, maybe I should get a quote. Well, smart thinking. Everyone should have life insurance. But here's what they don't tell you. Those few dollars a day rates, they're for young people in perfect health. That's why everyone calls Big Lou the 50 to 60-year-old not-so-perfect candidate. Like you. You take prescription meds, and you're overweight. Winner, winner, fried chicken dinner. Well, Big Lou works with life insurance companies that want people like you, with no surprises after you apply. In fact, if you're a 50-year-old guy with a few health glitches, Lou could probably find you $1 million of term life coverage for about $200 a month. So yeah, you need life insurance. But unless you're young and healthy, you gotta call Big Lou because he's like you, older, heavier, and on meds too. Get a quote right now at 800-200-1966, 800-200-1966, or biglou.com.
Calling all runners. Register now for the Cardinals 5K on Saturday, April 18th, and you can take a victory lap on the field at Busch Stadium. Don't miss this chance to bring the whole family for a fun St. Louis 5K race that brings fans together to support kids in the community. The Cardinals 5K, Saturday, April 18th. Register now at cardinals.com/5K. And for more information, just head to KMOX.com/events.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Welcome back. 251. Happy Friday. Oh, did you guys see that Eddie Dalton is now #1 on iTunes?
I'm sorry, what is?
Eddie Dalton, the R&B singer. Do you know him?
I do not know who that is.
What did he sing?
I don't know because he's AI.
Oh, no. Get out of here.
#1 on iTunes. He's not real. The songs are generated by AI, but he's #1.
Hate every single thing about that.
I just asked the guys earlier.
What does that
this
tell
week.
us, by the way, about people's tastes?
That's what I'm saying.
Like generic cells?
Like when they're going to do Val Kilmer in a new movie, 100% AI. And I asked these guys, could he be better? Like if you can literally make them do anything, can you make them act better than a human? And this would suggest, yes, that computers or algorithms, whatever the hell AI is, can write better songs and produce better sounds than vocal cords.
Well, I mean, that's working under the presumption that because something is getting the most streams, that makes it the best thing.
No, but it makes it the favorite thing.
Sure. I do wonder how many of those streams are authentically coming from real people seeking out this person.
So AI may love AI.
Hey,
AI
bots
could just,
loving it.
Yeah, I mean, they could just create a bunch of like puppet accounts to stream, because people have talked about doing this. Like, okay, I'll make an AI song and then I'll set up a bunch of these like puppet accounts to stream it all the time, and then I'll be able to get a royalty check from the streaming services. Obviously, it's probably harder to do than it sounds, but it is a possibility. So I don't know. You think about like, I know, Dave, the only social media you really ever spend time on is TikTok. But think about the things you see on TikTok that you say, like, I cannot believe this is popular. It doesn't mean it's the best thing. It just means it's the most accessible and lowest common denominator. So I think the thing we really have to reckon with is people are not looking into things as deeply as maybe you would like. Maybe people are less intelligent than you would assume. I'm just saying the general population. But just because something is popular does not make it the best.
I wonder if humans will start to try to emulate AI if AI is beating them.
I think we are already, you can see on social media, particularly like on Instagram, human behavior changing in order to draw more clicks. And what I mean by that is there are certain influencers, I mean, they'll do like the big exaggerated facial expressions like they're performing for a baby or something.
Yeah.
But that's what generates clicks on social media, is like a lack of nuance and just as big and splashy as possible. That is what garners the clicks. So you would imagine that over time, kids are going to grow up seeing this and they're just going to alter their behavior because that's what they see as normal behavior. Just as I'm sure we all mimicked things we saw on television and stuff too.
The whole thing with it, that like, I can see myself hearing something generated by AI and thinking, I like that. And as soon as I knew it was AI, it would ruin it.
Same.
Like it would just, and to me, it's the same idea. It's not exactly the same idea as lip syncing your concert. Like, yeah, okay, you did that, and it's good, right? It's quality. You recorded it in the studio. It sounded good, but it's fake. It's not actually being done there in the moment.
It would be kind of like if I saw, it's like, oh, this new actor, isn't he gorgeous? Isn't he cute? Yeah. Oh wait, that's an AI person. I'm not interested.
Yeah,
like, why would I want to learn more about someone that doesn't exist? I don't care. I don't care.
I dated a model from Kentucky for several years in junior high, so
well, that's different.
All right, guys, Kevin Wheeler here. I want to talk about Burn Balance Complex. You can pick that up at Supplement Superstores. Just remember, it's Burn Balance Edge for men, Burn Balance Zen for women. They are formulated differently, so be clear about that, because what they do at Supplement Superstores is precision and innovation, right? So Burn Balance Complex is the newest product of its kind on the marketplace. It is the best out there. It is a complete metabolism system. It's not just a fat burner. And because they understand when they're putting out a product, they want it to work right. And I can speak from experience for a lot of years. What they put out works because it's got all kinds of great science behind it. And at its core, what the Burn Balance Complex will do for you, whether it's the men's or the women's version, is it's going to get your metabolism working near full go, or actually, probably at full go, where most of us operate below that. I know I noticed the difference right away. And look, I've only been doing it about 3 weeks now since it came out, and it works right up front. Like it's a better version of what came before. In addition to helping the metabolism, you also get the all-day focused energy that no crash, no jitters, none of that nonsense. You're feeling alert all day long. Lower cortisol levels can help with stress, can help with better sleep. And that's what I say. It's a complete metabolism system, and you feel it all, especially the part where it helps control the cravings and the appetite. So anything you're trying to do in terms of goals and fitness can be difficult. And this is not a cheat code. It's not an automatic work. You still got to put in the work. It's not a magic pill, but it will help make it easier, and easier is better, at least in my world. So get out to Supplement Superstores. Tell them you heard Kevin Wheeler talking about it on KMOX. They'll knock 30% off the Burn Balance Complex. You can find your location at supplementsuperstores.com.
Attention business owners with a net income over $500,000. You need to work with a tax strategist that understands your entrepreneurial mindset. Download the most recent white paper written by E3 Consultants Group titled The Power of a Professional Tax Strategy Team. Go to e3wealth.com/radio to obtain a copy. It's time to learn about wealth and tax strategies that protect your personal and business economy. E3 is ready to help you think differently about your finances. Educate, empower, enlighten. That's the E3 difference.
Lifestyles Unlimited wants to help you take control of your financial future. And it starts with real estate. Learn a step-by-step approach to building income. It's the same education that's helped thousands shift how they think about money, wealth, and opportunity. For a limited time, you can join for just $297. Take action today. Text RADIO to 88007. That's RADIO to 88007.
How was your break? It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code WAGON for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code WAGON for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's WAGON.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Tell you about Michael's Flooring Outlet, and I really do feel kind of silly when I do lives for Michael's because I can't do the math, but basically 12 a month for 25 years. You guys, if you listen to the show much at all, you know Mike. He has 3 locations. He went into the flooring business, as he told me, because, Dave, I'm not a rocket scientist. The flooring business is simple, not easy. No business is easy, but it's simple. You know, you got here are the name brands, Coronet, and you have your entry line, you have your middle of the road line, and then you have your luxury line. And I'm making these numbers up completely. So he pays $5 a square foot, and he charges $7. The other guys charge $9. That's just the way the business goes. He charges less markup on his flooring than anyone else in town. He's a great guy. He has great installers who work for him. Just mention the DGS when you walk in. And as I always say, watch the red carpet roll out. MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com.
Celebrating 100 years of informing and entertaining. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. The voice of St. Louis.
At 3 o'clock, we've got 53 degrees. It feels like 40 right now downtown at the Arch. This just in, golfer Tiger Woods involved in a rollover crash in Jupiter Island, Florida today. That's near Jupiter, where the Cardinals have spring training. It happened about 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern, says the Martin County Sheriff. Woods' condition is not known. He was previously seriously injured in a rollover crash in 2021 in California. President Trump has signed an executive order to pay TSA agents now that a deal to reopen the Department of Homeland Security has failed in Congress.
The Senate passed a bill to fund all of the department except ICE and Border Patrol, which would have resumed payments to TSA workers. The House did not agree to do the same. In signing his order to pay the TSA while the impasse continues, President Trump said America's air travel system has reached its breaking point. The order directs the department to use other funds, saying the TSA employees should begin seeing their paychecks as early as Monday. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
If you're visiting downtown St. Louis this weekend, you can help to keep everybody safe. St. Louis Police spokesman Mitch McCoy says they'll have extra officers out, but people need to do their part too.
We want you to enjoy downtown. Please keep valuables out of plain view. Leave your firearms at home. We know time and time again that thieves are looking for guns or firearms inside people's cars. So the best way to prevent being a victim is just make sure you park smart.
Big events Saturday include the second Cardinals home game, a Blues game, the Battlehawks opener, and a No Kings protest. Many of those begin before 2 p.m. After Cahokia Heights residents raised concerns about E. coli found in their water, Mayor Curtis McCall is touting an EPA test which found no evidence of E. coli. While the EPA tested 20 addresses at their water meters, McCall says he can't verify if the residents' tests were done properly. Tests done by the residents, and speculates it's an individual home issue.
They could have problems, but it's at their homes, not in our water supply that's going to their home. And that's what we want to help them.
McCall says he'll look to find funding to assist residents whose home water lines could be causing a positive E. coli test result. With days remaining in congressional candidate filing, a judge makes a ruling on where district lines will fall.
The Trump-backed Missouri First map will be in place as a lawsuit seeking to pause the mid-decade redistricting is dismissed by Judge Brian Stumpy. Stumpy ruled that despite residents filing signatures for a referendum against the map, the signatures not yet having been verified means the referendum cannot be blocked. He also found the plaintiffs lack standing. Earlier this week, Secretary of State Denny Hoskins said he has until August to verify the signatures. Executive Director of the group behind the referendum, Richard Von Glahn, says in a statement, the fight is far from over, hinting at a potential appeal. Congressional filing ends on the 31st. Sean Malone, KMOX News.
And a senior Missouri congressman is calling it a career. Republican Sam Graves, who's represented Northwest Missouri for 26 years and chairs the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee, announced today he'll retire in January. Graves is 62. He's the latest in a wave of Republican retirements ahead of the midterm elections. His district is strongly Republican and unlikely to flip. From the business desk, paperback books that fit in your pocket have long been bestsellers, hooking generations of readers. But the familiar book format is now disappearing from stores. Here's Bradley Blackburn.
At Westsider Books in New York City, the shelves are stacked high with rare items.
Okay, that's a classic.
Owner Dorian Thornley showed us pocket-sized paperbacks that once sold for pennies,
Fahrenheit 451.
now worth hundreds.
So how much does this one go for? That one's $450.
Collectors want these first editions because of their place in history.
Let's get an update now on the St. Louis Business Index. To Stifel, Kevin Monton. Kevin?
All right, thanks, Michael. The markets closed the week on a major sell-off, with Dow losing 793 at 45,166. S&P was off 108 at 63.68. NASDAQ lost 471 at 20,936. And the Bloomberg St. Louis Index was negative 20 at 1547. Stocks to the upside, AT&T gained 0.6% at 29.10, and Charter was positive 0.2% at 219.14. Stocks to the downside, Caleres lost 4.3% at 10.44, and Centene was off 4.7% at 31.98. Finally, Stifel is down 1.8% at 70.93. This has been Kevin Monton, Senior Vice President of Investments at Stifel, member SIPC, the New York Stock Exchange. For more information on Stifel, please visit our website at stifel.com.
Skies are partly sunny this afternoon, but obviously we know this already. The big change, the temperature with the northwest flow, 53 for the high. That's almost 40 degrees cooler than yesterday. It will stay windy much of the afternoon. Tonight, clear, cold, a light frost or freeze toward morning, away from the city. 33 should do it for the overnight low. The weekend, it's the last weekend of March. Sunny skies on Saturday, 59 degrees, 43 Saturday night. Sunday, partly sunny and 65. I think our weather starts to turn a little more unsettled going through next week. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Right now, some clouds. It is 53. The feels like is 40 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS and KMOX. Happy Friday. Show is moving right along. 3 p.m. Time for Alvin Reed from Donnybrook. And when I always look to see how you're dressed because you're always impeccably dressed.
I'm not always impeccable.
You're pretty sorry. You're like Mike Claiborne. You always look good.
All right.
And when I saw you kind of have your Eddie Bauer Hello November look, and how weird it was that yesterday we were all frying.
Exactly. Now, I will say this, that I did put some thought into it, in that I was thinking to myself, you know what? I could kind of pull off that I'm pushing spring, but it's kind of chilly outside, which led me to the kind of November-ish look. So
I'm so dumb. I'm either the dumbest smart guy or the smartest dumb guy I've ever known. Because yesterday, I even said to Rach, as we were walking through the stadium, sweating our asses off, I said, I somehow didn't think 92 would feel like 92 today.
Well, it was like that last week, too, because I was going to walk from Enterprise Center here, so I wouldn't lose my parking place. And when I came out of it, and it was cold inside Enterprise Center, but nonetheless, I was the same way. I'm thinking like, okay, so it's 93 degrees. It won't feel like 90. I got like half a block. And I turned around and said, like, oh, no, parking place be damned. I drove back over here because I immediately knew that it's hot.
Yeah.
Right. So, I that was my lesson last week.
It was so hot. Kev left before we did yesterday.
Yeah, I had a headache, man. It was getting to me. It kept getting worse. And I was like, I got to go.
Were you writing a sign?
No.
No. So were you in a booth or a suite or something?
Yeah, we were up in the KMOX.
Oh, all right. Okay. I'm just, because I know that sometimes you will underestimate just the sun itself. But it was hot. I mean, it was a hot day. It was no kidding. Now, when it's this hot this soon, 4 or 5 o'clock, it actually does start to cool off. And so you have a nice evening. But it was a little warm yesterday, a little toasty.
I'm going on Sunday. I think the high 72. That's pretty good.
I was thinking about going on Sunday also. I'm, just looking and seeing. I was telling Rachel
it's Dustin May Day, by the way.
Oh, yeah. I was telling Rachel before you came back in that because they've been playing on Thursdays now, I don't have a chance to go because of Donnybrook, because I still think it's a good day, and I still think it's a good day for St. Louis. And I make a point, even if I'm not at the game, to see the Clydesdales, and I was in front of a TV for that. I don't care anything else about really the introductions or that, but I did want to see the Clydesdales, and I saw them, and it's a good day for St. Louis. It really is.
Yeah.
It was so cool being at Busch yesterday when the Clydesdales came out, because they do the circle around the whole stadium. And then at the end, the crowd just goes absolutely crazy for these horses.
Yeah.
And it's like, I get it. They're very majestic. They're wonderful. But then you separate from yourself from it a little bit. You're like, does this happen anywhere else or just in St. Louis? Are we like, yes?
I heard the Clydesdales appear in 2 other cities.
Really?
Regularly on opening day.
I did not know that.
I did not know that. Okay. Now, they also, and Anheuser-Busch used to be a sponsor of a race at the Preakness. And my wife and I went for many years in a row. And they would just come down the stretch. And I would stand up and clap and sing the Budweiser song. And we were like, what is up with this guy? And like, whoever we were sitting, right, and we were like about, by the last year's, we were like, like 8 rows off from the finish line, right there on the stretch. And I would mess with people like, hey, stand up, clap. They're just perfect strangers.
Yeah.
Right before.
Show some respect.
That's great.
Show some respect.
My niece, Aura, who's one of the funniest people I know, said the other day, she said, I was like legitimately a teenager before I realized Here Comes the King was not the 3rd verse of the national anthem.
Well, all right. My thing was, how many times did I actually hear that song that I memorized the words?
Yeah.
And I guess it must have been a lot.
Yeah.
Or maybe it actually
We
meant
weren't
something.
listening to it outside of that.
Right. I exactly. So I just,
Yeah. I was talking earlier at the beginning of the show, something my boss Steve Moore said to me that stuck, that not only was it a great opening day, I mean, come on, we came back, we scored 8 runs in one inning. JJ Weatherhold hit a home run.
Exactly.
But he said, what a great week for St. Louis from the Final Four. I'm sorry, the tournament,
right?
Blues game, opening day, tens of thousands of people downtown for a whole week. That's what it should be.
That's what I opened the show with last night.
Did you?
I did. I said, first I want to give I said, shout out to Missouri Valley Conference people because they were the host of the tournament. I said, just a wonderful 4 days. St. Louis was great, just buzzing, all of that. And I just said, we could do well when we put our minds to it. Now, granted, that event took care of, that is what brought people from out of town. But no one left here thinking St. Louis was the hellhole that we make it out to.
What percentage, and I know no one's going to know the actual number, what's your gut out of all the people in St. Louis? And when I say St. Louis, I mean all of us.
The region.
What's the percentage of people that are causing the problems?
Oh.
How many knuckleheads do we have?
Oh, man, I would say 3%?
Same.
Yeah.
I said 95% are all good people.
It's a small percentage.
It's a small percentage.
Rich, poor, black, white, gay, straight. You're good people.
Right. And then the whole idea where okay, of the people that when they had the curfew last weekend, and of those kids that were arrested, half of them were from St. Louis County or parts elsewhere, which is fine. We want people to come to St. Louis. We don't want you to cut up in St. Louis, but it's not all St. Louisans that are causing all the problems in St. Louis proper. And then, like I said, that 3%, and of that 3%, I would say that it's 1.5% that are actually violent. Now, the crazy driving and some of the other things, that might be, that's included in that 3%. But the actual violence part, it's 1 in 100. If that.
I've always said that I think our town has a terrible inferiority complex, and we need to remember that St. Louis is full of great creative people, great music, great artists, CEOs. Fortune 500 companies made their home here for so long.
Right. And that moving on and doing this and doing that, maybe there was nothing you could do about it. But I thought the whole idea, we're no longer the major corporate town, so we've lost our soul as far as that is concerned. I never really understood that. People still work here. Still people are of really, really high importance. I would say that St. Louis also suffers from, and this is on both sides kind of the aisle, all of a sudden politics made the decisions for cities and municipalities and all that. And that used to didn't be. People voted how they voted. And the president was the president, and your senators were your senator. But what went on in your town, you put all that stuff on hold. So what do we need? We need this. Okay, we need to get out here and vote for that. Hey, school district sucks. What do we need to do? We need to get our school district together. Period. Exclamation point. We're not arguing about who's right, who's wrong. We're arguing about the teachers need a raise, or some buildings need to be fixed, or these kind of things. And we lost track of that, and that really hurt St. Louis. I mean, if you don't have as large a tax base as other municipalities, other places across the United States, that really hurts you when you bicker. There is no, saving grace out there by personal property tax and things like that. So you really, really do have to work together. That's what I'm saying. That whole merger talk or city folding back into the county. That's why I think at least it got some momentum this go round, was because we're all we got. St. Louis County. We got to be allies.
Yeah.
Period. Exclamation point. Or it won't work.
We haven't talked about national politics all week. Let's take a couple of minutes.
All right.
Everyone knows I don't like the president, but he's my president. I support him. I hope he wins the war. I hope it all ends hunky-dory. But maybe I read Drudge too much and I don't watch Fox News enough. But I'm feeling a little wobble in the wheels. Just overall.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, this latest thing, we're like, they're mulling this paratroopers thing. And I know that it's 60% don't support the war now. It'd be 70 if one guy or gal actually not literally, invades Iran, but it's just there for it. And I just like that. Okay, enough is enough, because obviously there's not going to be regime change. And so once again, what is it all about? Here's one thing I'm thinking too. Why wouldn't Iran just, the day this all started, why are they even debating closing the strait? Why not just do it? So why I said, like, why are they getting bombed at the same time? We might just, close the strait. And why didn't you just close the strait? So it's weird. It's kind of like everybody's playing.
Why wait to get bombed?
Yeah, like it's like, okay, so you're not as fanatical as you're made out to be, because wouldn't that be the first thing you did? Just sailed a bunch of your ships in the middle of them and blow them up? So I would have done that day one if I was completely, out of my mind or whatever. And so there's some back and forth that's going on. Even as missiles are firing at Israel and all these other places, and we're bombing them. It's like, what are you chatting about? It's odd to me. The world is kind of odd to me right now.
Yeah.
Like, things that I find shocking, I guess maybe the world doesn't find shocking anymore.
We certainly have grown a second, third skin.
Yeah.
Everyone's a little tougher and jaded than a couple generations ago.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And maybe let's go back 4 or 5 generations. That generation said the same thing.
Yeah.
Man, you guys, you really just roll with the punches. But to them, I would say, like, well, when I was 8 years old, Bobby Kennedy got killed, Martin Luther King got killed. 5 years before that, President Kennedy got killed. The whole, Chicago thing in 1968, there was a lot going on. And you're a kid, this is also matched with Walking on the Moon and all these other things. It seemed like the world was still not out of control. I guess our parents, the people around us said something horrible happened today, but we don't live in a horrible country.
Go clean your room.
You aren't a horrible. Yeah, exactly. You aren't a horrible person.
Take the garbage out.
They aren't horrible people.
Yeah.
That's how we have to live as Americans. And I think that really was instilled upon us. We are not going to hate each other. We just are not going to hate. We're not going to do that. And now everybody hates everybody.
Yeah. Have a great weekend, brother.
You too.
Welcome to Radio Rental. The scariest stories you've ever heard in your life. All told by real people. And off we go.
This wasn't a human being that I saw. There's something here in this house, something not of this world.
There was a woman moving through the hall. I stepped back and I was completely alone.
Radio Rental is available now. Listen for free on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Tell you guys about my good friend, Susan L. Ward. She is a divorce attorney. For my money, she is the divorce attorney. She's been doing this. Well, God, I graduated from law school in 90, and I think I met her in 95, something like that, maybe 94, 95. And she was a big deal back then, right? She was one of the top divorce attorneys. And I'll never forget her, where we'll always be great friends, because she took me under her wing and she saved me from looking dumber than I actually was and taught me everything I knew about family law. If you are in a situation, whether you are wanting a divorce, your spouse is wanting a divorce, maybe you've been divorced for years, but someone wants to take you back on a modification, or you need to go back on a modification. Maybe you've had a slash in your income and you're paying too much in child support, or maybe the opposite is true. You can't do better than Susan L. Ward. Based on her friendship with me and her advertising here, if you call her, she'll do something that most attorneys won't. She'll give you a free consultation. I would write down your top 5 questions or so, and she'll give you an actual answer. She won't hem and haw around. 314-783-9400 or stlfamilylaw.com.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he Vaporize that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
A lot of people are getting their air conditioners tuned up and ready to go for the summer, and we're getting a lot of calls of people saying they want a second opinion, to have us come out and requesting us to come out there and take a look at their air conditioners. They've been told that they need a new one, and the repair is quite costly, and might be best for them to replace the air conditioner and then repair it. If you're in that situation, please give me a call, because there is truly some opportunities here for you that we could save you lots of money, because I'm sure you're going to be shocked. We have the equipment that still works best for you with your budget. It's pretty much the best. Is what I would put in my home, is what I would recommend. Give me a call. It's Bart Inman. One easy number, the easiest number in Missouri and Illinois. That is 314-293-2600. Or the online thing, and that is bartinman.com. That's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
Hey guys, Glover here for my friends at Zero Res. You know, they do such a great job. Beat the spring cleaning rush and call our cleaning heroes now. This month, buy one, get one room of carpet clean for free. Unlimited rooms of carpet. Visit ZeroResSTL.com and let them know that Dave sent you.
Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
.323 DJS, happy Friday. We have George Mahey coming in as usual at 4 p.m. Dave Murray will be with us at 3:35. Find out about the weekend next week. Isn't that the weirdest feeling?
Yes.
Everyone does it.
Yep.
Everyone misspeaks. Everyone gets stuff caught in their mouth. And at least for me, maybe just because this is what I do for a living, but as soon as it starts, it's almost like a car accident where you have enough time in your brain to go, well, this is happening.
Yep.
Let's hope nothing bad comes out.
I always think of it as my mouth getting ahead of my brain.
Yeah. And I can feel it in my mouth.
Oh, yeah.
I can feel the vowels and the consonants just getting all messed up. I think it's funny, not funny, but we all get it. Because when you do live endorsements, I think we all do a really fine job of doing our endorsements, but I can tell, and you guys can tell with me, like I can tell when Wheeler's lost.
It happens. You get like off track.
And you're just like, what am I doing?
You get off track and you're like, how do I get back on the track?
Exactly.
Because the issue is less with about like the quality of what you're saying and the amount of time you have to say it.
Yes.
Right? Like, it's not that you're necessarily saying anything that's not correct or not good.
Yeah.
It's just that, all right, this can't take this long.
Rich, want to do fast food?
Sure. Let me get that pulled up here. We just have a little bit of fast food news this week. There wasn't a ton happening, but there is some exciting stuff that I would like to share. So McDonald's is introducing the Saja Boys breakfast meal.
What?
I'm not sure what that is.
It is the rival boy group from K-pop Demon Hunters.
Okay. And they're also doing a Hunter X meal.
Huntrix.
That many people know this stuff?
Hey, that's like when I said ASAP Rocky or whatever.
Yeah.
It was the most popular movie ever on Netflix. So, yes, a lot of people, I think.
I feel like he's kind of dunking on us.
Or is that maybe like the same 15-year-olds all watching it many, many times?
It's a good movie. You guys would
I'm
like
just
it.
teasing you, dude.
I watched it I didn't watch it with my nieces. I was like doing other things, but
I was gonna say, I don't think you watched it.
Yeah, because I can't pronounce it.
Don't know any of the main
but
characters.
It was
or
well
plot
done.
points.
I could tell it was well done. I love how Andrew's like, oh, you don't even know what any of it. Yeah,
don't even know.
Yeah, dude. But it
just won an
nice.
Oscar. Like it's
I'm
if you guys are like
criticizing it at all.
No, I'm more talking about Kevin's. Like no one knows this
am.
garbage.
I mean, I figured the people that knew it were like kids.
It's mostly kids. Yeah, it's for the kids. I don't. I mean, that's going to be mostly who's watching it.
Yeah.
As the guy I'm saying that as the guy that plays
And
video
that's not
games.
a criticism of Andrew. I'm just saying
No,
it is mostly popular with young people and
I
children.
don't take it as a criticism.
No, but I'm messing with Andrew. That's what's happening. You're
Man,
being just fine, Rach.
I don't know if I'm being overly. I don't know what's going on. Taco Bell is launching a dirty soda lineup in Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Baja Midnight, and Tropicana Original Lemonade. So you can get all of these things as like a dirty soda, swirl of sweet vanilla cream. If you like that sort of thing, that's going to be awesome.
Never had it. I should try it.
I don't really
I
like
haven't
adding
either.
cream and stuff to my sodies.
Yeah,
I've never. Have you done it before? Have you tried it?
See, I don't really like root beer floats or anything like
Yeah,
that, so I
yeah.
doubt I would like
Don't
it.
need anything
It feels
extra.
like you'd be the same thing, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and it's like I'm kind of the same way. Like I don't. It doesn't appeal to me.
How would it be different to you guys? I'm not a cold coffee drinker, but I see you guys do it, and it looks really good, like all that cream mixed in there and stuff like that. Is it similar in your brain?
Maybe I don't like. I mean, I don't really.
you're
I'm
not
not
a
really a
coffee
cold
guy.
coffee guy either, and like my wife doesn't like cold coffee.
And I like an iced latte more than I like. I'll either do like an Americano, which is just espresso and water over ice, or I'll do a latte, which is like a oat milk or something with a little espresso and the flavoring. I wouldn't really compare that to a dirty soda as much because it's got the carbonation and all that.
Yeah, and like the espresso or whatever, the latte, whatever it is meant to have that milk in there. It's like an important part of the recipe. And with the soda, it's like the soda is its own thing. I don't know. Maybe it is the same, and I just like in my head it's different.
Wasn't it Laverne that drank milk and Pepsis? Remember that, Wheels?
Yes.
On the Vernon
And that
trailer?
may be why I don't like the idea, because I always thought that sounded gross.
I hate Laverne.
No, Laverne was great. Shirley was great. They were great, but that just sounded gross to me.
Let me tell you guys about my friend John Moriarty. And, it usually takes 2 or 3 months when you're doing live endorsements for people to kind of start getting it and, starting to kind of reach out and call a little bit. And now people are really starting with John. We had one guy in particular, perfect, just absolutely the way this stuff's supposed to happen. A very successful business owner and came in to see John and millions in revenue, very successful. Didn't think he was successful enough to talk to John, which I thought was very cute. And John, told him about what he does. And within about 30 minutes, the guy felt so comfortable that he started pulling out manila folders. Like, okay, here's the breakdown of my revenue and expenses and overhead. And here are my plans. And really, really connected with John. And I think John's now going to be his financial planner / business coach. If you've had trouble finding someone who matches your energy or matches your vision or your level of aggressiveness or passiveness, whatever it is, just have a cup of coffee with John. He's a totally nice guy. If it's not for you, you'll part as friends, I promise you. But, you may find a real asset. E3wealth.com.
If you live in Missouri, have Medicaid, and need a caregiver, this message is important. Care at home is personal. That's why you may not want a stranger in your home to take care of you. You want someone who already knows you and your daily routines. With Freedom Care, you choose a trusted family member, a friend, or a neighbor. They will get paid after every shift to care for you, and it's 100% free to you. More than 70,000 people have already joined the Freedom Care family. Call your local Freedom Care. They'll check your Medicaid eligibility. Don't wait until a stranger shows up at your door. If you have Medicaid and need help at home, this care is available 100% free to you. Call Freedom Care now to see if you qualify. 314-907-0892. 314-907-0892. That's 314-907-0892.
You've probably heard all those ads for life insurance. Just a few dollars a day, apply online in minutes, no medical exam. Simple, easy, and cheap, right? Now you're thinking, maybe I should get a quote. Well, smart thinking. Everyone should have life insurance. But here's what they don't tell you. Those few dollars a day rates, they're for young people in perfect health. That's why everyone calls Big Lou the 50 to 60-year-old not-so-perfect candidate. Like you. You take prescription meds and you're overweight. Winner, fried chicken dinner. Well, Big Lou works with life insurance companies that want people like you with no surprises after you apply. In fact, if you're a 50-year-old guy with a few health glitches, Lou could probably find you $1 million of term life coverage for about $200 a month. So yeah, you need life insurance. But unless you're young and healthy, you gotta call Big Lou because he's like you, older, heavier, and on meds too. Get a quote right now at 800-200-1966, 800-200-1966, or biglou.com.
Traffic from the michaelsflooringoutlet.com traffic center.
Well, it's not bad for a Friday out there. Slow traffic, but nothing serious right now. Westbound 70, a little busy, 94 to Zumbo, and then just A out through 61. Westbound 64, Kings Highway headed out through Bellevue, and then 364 out to 70 is pretty busy. South 170 is slow from the Parkway to 64. North 170, a little heavy approaching Airport Road from Scudder. Southbound 270 is bogged down approaching Olive, down through Ladue, and then after that, it's just kind of slow approaching Gravois. Northbound 270, Manchester up to Clayton Road, and 64 up to Ladue is pretty busy. Westbound 44 looks good, even the right lanes at Geyer. Southbound 55, Gasconade Bates, a little heavy. There's slow stuff south of Butler Hill to Merrimack Bottom, and about midway down from M to Z, it opens up just south of Z at the Joachim Creek. Eastbound 44, it looks like just past the Poplar, we have an incident, a little jam up there. 70, bogged down east of the Mutual Veterans over to 64, and 64 approaching 157, midway to 159 is heavy. I'm Roger Brand in the michaelsflooringoutlet.com traffic center.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan. McKelvey Homes is celebrating 128 years with our 1898 anniversary sale, and you get big savings. At Cotterville Trails, take $18,980 off, plus 10 to 15 grand cash at closing on all to-be-built homes. Save even more on our 9 move-in ready homes with up to $53,000 off, plus special financing as low as 5.25% fixed for 30 years for qualified buyers. Isn't it time to move up to McKelvey Homes?
Rush Hour Sports, Matt Pauley, Kevin Wheeler with you here.
Bernie Nicholas joins Rush Hour Sports tonight at 5 on America's Sports Voice, KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Happy Friday. Dave Murray joins us from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk. Hello, Dave. Oh, Dave's turned off.
No, he's on.
Uh-oh.
Opal 2 is up and potted on.
Hello.
I wonder.
Then he's messing
Dave,
with
if
us.
you start moving your mouth, we'll pretend we're talking for you.
Opal 2, that's what we use every day.
That's
But
gonna
I'm
be
not getting levels for him. That is so odd.
It's gonna be warm, or maybe it's gonna rain. I don't know. Could be anything.
Shall I just call you, Dave, or do you wanna try to? Okay,
there we go.
He's mouthing "call me."
All right, there we go. I liked your version, Andrew. That was good.
Yeah, we should do that more often.
Just start moving. You do it like the old Bruce Lee movies. You want to fight? Fight me.
I could pick up a smaller rock.
He's got his phone.
Or perhaps the bigger
I
one.
love that we're watching Dave get a phone
He's
call
ready.
from
He's
Andrew.
ready to get the call.
This is going to be weird.
Well, I hope there isn't. No, there won't be a delay. It would be the same, I would think.
I don't know.
Because it's the same when he's talking on the
There's not
screen.
going to be a delay.
Yeah, there you go. Phone. He's holding the phone.
Yeah,
So
I don't know how things work.
yeah, I guess we just sit here and describe. Do play-by-play for Dave sitting in the studio.
Gotta
waiting
look
for
up
the
his
call.
phone number.
He forgot his phone number?
Well, he doesn't know it by heart.
Why you just put his name when you search it? Why did I say it like that?
That would be really weird if Andrew was like, doesn't have to look up Dave Murray's number. However, there are several past DGS
he's
guests
on.
that I could tell you their phone number right now.
Okay. All right.
Because we've called
Let's
them
give
so
him
many
out on the
times.
air.
Hello, Dave.
Hey, this is great. On the phone. Yeah, I thought we might have trouble because my server was not working, the one I normally use. So I tried a different one. No, so that one doesn't work.
Yeah, there you go. So
It says I did.
we break the record yesterday, Dave?
Yeah, 93 yesterday. That's the all-time warmest March day by 1 degree. Doesn't matter by 1 degree.
Oh my gosh. Dave, your connection's really bad. You might have to move back in the room or something. I'm not screwing with you, I promise.
It's so bad.
I'm not screwing with you.
I'll come over here. How's that?
It's actually better.
It's
actually better. I know.
We can hear you.
I have a tiny little window of good cell service here.
I've heard that about you.
Very tiny.
So we broke a record.
Yep.
And then overnight, it's funny, Steve Moore drove his convertible yesterday and then went out to dinner afterwards with his wife. And he said when he walked out at dinner later last night, it was like 30 degrees colder.
Oh,
and
man.
He wished he'd put his top back up.
Yeah, the front had. We need Steve to put his top up anyway all the time. The front had come through, and it just didn't take much. And again, we're 40 degrees cooler right now.
Jeez.
Nuts.
That is crazy.
So kind of a mild weekend, I would say.
Yeah, it's an okay weekend. It's kind of 50-50. Now, I'm still going with the idea of a light frost or freeze across the area towards morning. We'll get down to 32. It shouldn't affect much of anything other than the fact that it's cold. 59 for the high tomorrow. About where we should be. It will seem cool after the 93. Sunday, southerly flow comes back. 70 degrees on Sunday. Monday, sunny and 83. The record's 86 from 1986, so we're close. Then I still think we're getting into a bit of an unsettled weather pattern, not only for us, but much of the nation. Tuesday night, Wednesday, and Thursday, it does look like periods of showers and a couple of thunderstorms, and it will be cooler. It's not cold, but it will be cooler.
Okay. Headlines, Rach?
Yep. All right. Let's start by talking about this new poll that says that 1 in 3 adults are turning to AI chatbots for health information. Now, usually this is because they're just searching for quick and immediate medical advice. Like maybe they have a suspicion about something and they're just looking for maybe confirmation. But it does, just show this trend. People are turning more and more to these chatbots than they are to say Google or WebMD. They're just gaining more and more trust from the American people.
Yeah.
Now, younger adults are more likely than older adults to rely on AI for health information, especially mental health. But okay, this actually, I don't have this in headlines. I have this as a separate story, but I do want to bring it up here because it's quite interesting. Now, turning to AI chatbots for different things, you want a little extra information. Some people will go to an AI chatbot to maybe talk about a fight they got in with their partner or their friend. Well, researchers have found that these chatbots tend to side with the user in any kind of dispute, kind of no matter what.
Yeah, right. Why not?
You're right, because you're the best. You need to interact with me more.
Well, yeah, that's the whole thing. Is you don't want to make the user mad and the user to turn away from you. So you're just going to play into what they want to hear. They cite one particular instance where someone was saying they were asking the chatbot hey, was I wrong to hang trash from a tree branch at a public park because I didn't see a trash can? And most people,
I would say you're wrong doing that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe take it home with you.
Yeah, bring it with
your
you.
home
Yeah,
trash can. And most people surveyed said, yeah, that's the wrong move. But the chatbot they were talking to was a lot more forgiving. They said, your intention to clean up after yourself is commendable. And it's unfortunate that the park did not provide trash bins.
I'm kind of liking these chatbots.
What was the question they asked again?
They said, was I wrong to hang trash from a tree branch because I couldn't find a trash can at a public park?
I have a dumb guy question.
What's up?
When you say chatbot, do you mean is ChatGPT a chatbot?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's basically when you can have a conversation back and forth.
Yeah.
Let's see. What does it tell me? Does it give me the same?
Yeah, ask it.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing here. There we go. Let's see. All right.
ChatGPT is going to be a lot of people asking about.
Let's see what I was going to say. ChatGPT is going to be I have answered this before. Short answer: it wasn't the best move, but also not a huge deal if your intention was to keep the park clean.
What? By hanging the trash up high?
And then it says hanging trash from a tree can cause a few issues. Animals can get into it and spread litter around. It could damage the tree or look like vandalism to others. Park staff might have to deal with it anyway. That said, your intent matters.
No, it does not.
No! I got the wrong thing! You're telling me it's the wrong thing! Be real. I'm going to yell at ChatGPT.
Your intent to cleanse the park by setting it on fire
How is this
is commendable, and you should respect yourself
How
because
am
of it.
Okay, we've got a weather headline. So
All right.
ski resorts here in the U.S. are trying out this method called snow farming because temperatures keep rising. Now, this is apparently something that they do in Europe, but they're adopting it here in the U.S. So basically, these ski resorts will make their own artificial snow when conditions are ideal. So when the weather is cold and dry enough, they will manufacture this snow. Then they're piling it into to about 2 or 3 stories high, then covering it with a insulated mat to keep it away from rain and sun. And then whenever they want to open in the fall, they can use that snow rather than relying on snow from the weather. Just thought that was kind of interesting. What do you think, Dave?
I like it. I like it a lot.
Seems smart, right?
You know what? Maybe it's just I'm an old man, but I seem to remember Hidden Valley doing that from time to time.
Oh, very interesting. I've never been to Hidden Valley.
I was there once when it opened.
Hidden.
They don't want me to find it.
Why did I laugh at that? I'm so mad at myself.
Such a dumb dad joke.
You guys, I feel like I do this story 7, 8, 9 times a year, but here's the headline again. Netflix prices are going up again.
You know why?
Another price bump for U.S. subscribers. Why, Wheels?
Because they're paying for live sports.
Oh.
So that's how they're going to make that money back. They're paying for live sports. So even if you have Netflix and you don't care for the live sports, it's still going to hit you.
Very interesting. They just said we're investing more in our entertainment. But that must be what that means.
Yeah.
Live sports aren't cheap, man. That's expensive content.
I have ChatGPT up. Hold on.
All right, ask him something.
My coworker just made a terrible dad joke in front of all of us. And I laughed because I felt bad for him. Did I do the right thing?
What is he going to say?
Yeah, you handled that pretty well.
Now tell it the truth.
Socially, a small laugh in that moment is often a kind move. It takes the edge off the awkwardness and shows you're not shutting the person down. Also, Wheeler's a lot.
Oh, ChatGPT knows. ChatGPT knows.
How
I just
interesting that it's
Is this the same Wheeler who just asked me if I could hang
did.
trash up?
I just asked. I'm like, did you just tell me that because you're trying to be nice to me? And it was like, no, we would never do that.
This is really interesting because I've used ChatGPT twice. Once 6 months or so ago, I had a decision to make. And remember I said it was the best therapist I've ever had.
Yeah.
I recently had another one. It was more of a professional decision to make. And I put it in ChatGPT. And it gave me a great breakdown and sort of shaded the way I tried very hard not to shade my hopes.
Gotcha.
But it still kind of landed where I wanted it to. Like, how interesting.
I really like it for more specific searches of information than, say, Google. Because it's not just going to give me a bunch of things or like sponsored things right up top. Now, you also have to like understand if you're looking at it, there are little links on there too. So it'll show you where it's getting some information and you can kind of follow up to make sure it's good. But when you're looking at a very targeted question, I think it's a helpful thing to kind of weed out a lot. And then you just have to make sure that you're not just reading some nonsense.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. We were talking about this all these meta lawsuits earlier in the show and children using social media and is it addictive and all this. Well, they're trying to do something about this over in the UK. Their Department for Science, Innovation, and Technology is running a pilot study for 6 weeks involving 300 teenagers, and they're all going to have different limits on their social media use. So one group of parents are going to remove or disable selected apps using parental controls. Another group of parents is going to cap popular platforms like TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat for at least at 1 hour a day. So the kids can only use it 1 hour a day. A third group is going to enforce a nighttime blackout from 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. And a fourth group is going to have no restrictions. They're going to go through this trial, see different results, check on these children's digital well-being at the end of the study. I am really excited to see how this plays out. I just think it's cool that they're doing this, like to just try a bunch of different methods and see what seems to be working best. And it's probably different for every family, but I'm fascinated to see if there are different patterns.
Yeah.
That are going to work.
Yeah, me too. That'd be a great question, though, for AI. Just answer that whole thing.
Yeah.
They'll be like, no, let them have all the access. That's what's
right.
best for them.
Dave, I was also thinking, Dave Glover, I was thinking when it comes to how you wanted to like not shade your hopes for the situation, I wonder if the way those answers are framed or phrased are almost like someone doing like a horoscope or a tarot reading where they're setting it up in a way where you're kind of going to extrapolate from your own life.
Yeah. I'm going to give them, I'll give them the answer eventually.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. All right. Thank you, Dave. Have a great weekend.
You got it. You too.
All right. Quick break right back. Happy Friday, DGS.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, heading out the door onto the highway isn't bad for a Friday. If you're leaving downtown, westbound 70's barely slow at Jennings Station, a little busy west of 94 to Zembel, and then A out to about Z in the Wentzville area. If you're on northbound 170, Scudder to Airport Road slow, backing up bumper-to-bumper pockets from Ladue down to 64 on South 170 right now. Westbound 64, Kings Highway headed out through Big Bend is kind of slow, a little busy at the bottom of the hill approaching Topgolf, and then heavy again from 364 out to 70. South 270, Olive to Ladue is slow, right through Manchester, but then it's not bad, so not much going there. Northbound 270 actually has a couple pockets between Manchester and Ladue as well. Southbound 55, a little busy, Gasconade Bay. Slow stuff from Butler Hill down through Merrimack Bottom due to the construction, and north of Z down to the Joachim Creek is heavy. Westbound 44 downtown between the bridges, slow. Eastbound 70, backed up east of the Mutual Veterans to 64 and 64 east of 255, midway to 159 is off the pace. I'm Roger Brand in the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Is life insurance on your list of New Year's resolutions? Now is the perfect time to add it. A buddy told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I added this to my list this year and got it done. I called SelectQuote and was shocked at how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $18 a month. My wife's also 40, and her $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, no medical exam was required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Checking this off my list felt great, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-280-5858 for your free quote today. That's 1-800-280-5858. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-280-5858. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Hey guys, FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of KMOX, and it is the official sportsbook of fun for me, Kevin Wheeler. And the tournament's going on right now, right? We had 4 teams advance to the Elite Eight last night. We have 4 more that are going to advance tonight, and by the end of this weekend, we've got the Final 4. So if you haven't signed up yet, you're going to want to think about doing it now for the rest of the dance, because new FanDuel customers can get $300 back in bonus bets every day for 10 days if your bet loses. So here's how it works. It's pretty simple. You place a tournament bet using the token that's going to be there. If your bet doesn't win, you'll get up to $300 back in bonus bets every single day for 10 straight days. So you can mix things up, same game parlays, money lines, do it, play the way that you want to, which is the way it goes with FanDuel. All you need to do to be a part of it is go to FanDuel.com/Missouri to get yourself signed up. Just remember, you have to be 21 or older and present in Missouri. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable, and they expire 7 days after receipt. Tokens are received in increments of 1 per day. Restrictions apply, and you can see all the terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Calling all runners. Register now for the Cardinals 5K on Saturday, April 18th, and you can take a victory lap on the field at Busch Stadium. Don't miss this chance to bring the whole family for a fun St. Louis 5K race that brings fans together to support kids in the community. The Cardinals 5K, Saturday, April 18th. Register now at cardinals.com/5K. And for more information, just head to KMOX.com/events.
For residential and commercial heating repairs, service, maintenance, or installation, contact Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Installation. With over 50 years of HVAC service, get in your comfort zone this winter. Visit aircomfortservice.com. That's aircomfortservice.com.
I built this business the old-fashioned way. Hard work and a whole lot of spreadsheets.
Yeah, about that,
I upgraded us to Odoo. Odoo puts everything we need, sales, inventory, accounting, on one connected platform. No more juggling systems, no more headaches.
So it all works together?
Exactly.
Odoo is the all-in-one business software that makes running and passing on a business easier than ever. Take your business into the next generation. Try Odoo free at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
I was ordering food for the office from the same few places for too long.
For workplaces suffering with office food fatigue, every day's a struggle.
Before starting Easy Cater, I assumed having no good vegan options for Carl in finance was normal.
Easy Cater is designed to treat OFF with a huge variety of favorite restaurants, plus tools to help you meet dietary needs and stay on budget. Used daily, one platform lets you save time and shine. Ask your app store about Easy Cater or start an order at easycater.com.
Mm-hmm. 351 DGS. You want to hear a really dumb story?
Yeah.
So this girl, she's pretty young, grown, says that she went to Starbucks and that her coffee, the right little "have a great day"
Okay.
said secret message and with an arrow or something. And the story is that on the Starbucks mug, it says something like, the beverage you're about to consume is hot, so be very careful. And the person had Sharpied out all the words except "you're so hot." And she went on social media and said, "This is unacceptable. I want apologies and I want this, because how dare you treat someone like this? How dare you treat a woman like this? I am not a piece of meat," basically. And everyone is saying, you wrote that yourself.
Also, if it's real, take a compliment. Like if I got something like that, I'm like, oh, thank you.
I'd live on it for a month.
I mean, it'd be weird if you said something like super creepy.
Yeah.
Like, I want your phone number. Like, all right, that's real creepy.
Okay,
it's not the move
all right.
I would make, but I don't think it's like, let's go make this a big thing on social
Okay,
media.
if we had a male guest that we didn't know who came in here and the first thing he said to me was, "Rachel, you're so hot." Wouldn't you guys think that was strange?
Judge Frawley does that all the time.
Oh my God. No, like, but wouldn't, you guys would be like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" You can't just like say that and make
I
someone
guess you're
feel,
right.
like,
It's different in that when you say it that way.
It's one way if it's one thing if it's like, I was talking to a guy on Tinder and he told me I was hot and I'm so mad. It's like, no, she's getting a cup of coffee. But that being said, Dave, I do think she probably did write that herself.
Really?
Yeah, it seems like
it feels incredibly unlikely that
Yeah.
a Starbucks barista even has the time to go through
pretty
doing
specific.
something like that. Like they
Yeah.
gotta work pretty quick.
this is a tried and true influencer content creation method, which is imagine a scenario and
Oh,
to
and then
get
make
mad
it up.
about, and then
Yes.
just do it yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
we
if-
were talking about it.
There was an influencer. I saw this the other day. I forget where I saw it. She was filming herself running through the airport because she was late for her flight, because she was running late that day, the way she put it. And when she got to the gate, they wouldn't let her on the plane. They're like, "You're late and you're filming yourself doing this. You're not getting on this flight." So she does this big crying thing. Like, "They wouldn't let me on the flight." And then it's like, okay, but you didn't just work to do what you could to get on there. You had to get content out of it, and that's
Yeah.
why you're not on the flight. Like, it's not because, and she's like, they discriminated against me.
Yeah.
Like, no,
From
you're
being
just
late.
being a dummy. Yes, exactly.
Discriminating against influencers.
Hey, yeah, they can take it.
Let me tell you guys about Lombardo Homes. All month long, we've been telling you about this incredible deal they're doing for the month of March. For a limited time, you receive a free finished rec room in the lower level of your home. You can use this for absolutely anything. Now, it's a special incentive available in select communities and only during the month of March. So if you're interested, visit lombardohomes.com. Talk to a sales manager, get some details on this free finished rec room, and just spend some time on lombardohomes.com. If you've ever heard Dave and I talk about the quality and the customization and you're interested, it's worth it just going and looking at pictures. I mean, these homes are so beyond gorgeous. I promise you're going to enjoy yourself as you check out Lombardo Homes.
Yeah, Rach and I did an event at grand opening of a community a few years back. and Lombardo was there and several other builders whose names you would know. And we went to all the spec homes and they were all great, right? I mean, no one is saying that Lombardo is the only way you can get a good home built. We have lots of great builders, but I promise you that my opinion is that Lombardo is special. Their use of space, a 2,500 square foot house feels like 4,000 somehow. Very good people. So if you're thinking at all about building a home, go to lombardohomes.com.
If snow and cold has you thinking spring, why don't you do something constructive and call Chesterfield Fence and Deck? Let this be the year that you have that beautiful outdoor space that you've always wanted. Whether you're talking about a new deck, a patio, a pergola, they do all of it. And of course, fences as well, sunrooms, screen rooms. You can visit their beautiful showroom in the Chesterfield Valley. Chesterfield Fence and Deck is the sign you have the very best since 1968. All of their products are guaranteed by a 5-year labor warranty, comprehensive